Gerçeğin ayda karanlık.
Birge жүрген бақтылы күнде тынчымды алып қозғойды санамды.
Ылай ылай қалдым сен дағы. Ылай ылай қалдым мен дағы.
Бұйырбаса айла жоқ екен, іште қалды сүю арманы. İçte kaldı suyu armanı. Boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy. Boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy. Boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy. Boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy. Boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy. Boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy Boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy. Boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy.
Жалғызсарақ бірге желінші Жалғыз тұрам аға жүріні
Жылдыз тарап таң сүрілсе да кеткім келбей тұрам көгіріп
Илай қалдым сендағы Илай қалдым мендағы
бұйырбасам айла жоқ екен іште қалды сүю арманың іште қалды сүю арманың Boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy. Boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy. Boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy. Boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy boy.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to the Boy stream.
Hello.
This is I Did a
G'day.
Thing.
It's me. I did a thing.
How you going?
How you going?
How you going?
How you going?
Yeah, I keep looking to see if our microphones are muted because it's always so embarrassing when we start the stream and like get really excited
Yep.
and do our best work.
And then you just have to like redo it.
yeah,
It's like
horrible.
redoing a dress rehearsal.
Oh, so many streams. Everyone's seen Murat's here. Salvatore. Everybody's here.
It's a me, everybody.
See, they saw that it was you instead of Alex, and you already got like 3 subscribers in a row.
Subscribers straight away. They've been waiting for Alex to leave.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. Already 1,000 people watching. Fuck, our thing hasn't even updated.
Wow,
That's amazing. Alex, better known as I Did a Thing.
Yep.
Better known as Mr. Pre-Cum.
What's he doing? Where is he? Why isn't he working?
So we mentioned on the last stream, he's away today because he's got a very special date. He's going to see a man about a sword.
He is going and visiting Australia's best swordsmith.
How is that possible?
Yeah.
I don't even know why would he even live near
I
us?
don't know why there are still swordsmiths.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason to build a sword. He's just
No,
like
it's
a prop
because
maker.
it's because guns are banned in Australia. So this is like
That's true.
This is our biggest terrorist.
Yep.
Yeah.
He sells it to the 1-4 gangs.
Yeah.
And there's
they
gangs
get-
out in
they
Mount
get a
Druitt. They go around with
with a cutlass,
cutlass
or
and
a
what's
great sword.
a claymore?
A
Is that the
claymore,
one as
yeah.
well? And just from chivalry. That's the only reason I know swords.
So yeah, he found the best swordsmith in Australia by chance because one of the guys that he works with, who like makes props and other things, has one of his friends is like the best swordsmith in the country. But he's like this old kind of like, I say alcoholic Australian, but that's kind of like a double. No, what's the word? An oxymoron?
Yeah, oxymoron. No.
What's the word when you two are the same thing?
That's an oxymoron. Yeah.
Is it? Okay, yeah. He's an alcoholic.
Tautology.
Yeah,
it's a tautology.
It's a tautology because he's just a classic old Australian man, and I think like it was really funny the first call they had with him. He was just like slurring his words. He's like, oh, I don't want to fucking work with a fucking punsy YouTuber.
The correct response.
Yeah,
absolutely the correct response.
And I don't know how he changed his mind so quickly, but the money, the YouTube money. Yeah,
you guys should have a money emote.
Oh, we do. We have the capitalism.
Bring on the money, money. What's that song? You know that one?
Money.
No, you know that. Bring on the money. No. It's like a rap kind of money.
What about dollar bills, y'all? We got this. This is our money emote.
There's also the money, motherfucker. And it goes crazy. It's good. Lots of good money songs.
Yeah. What about money is a crime?
Oh. Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
And money. I don't know who that is. Donald Trump made that one.
Donald Trump?
Yeah. Yeah.
Money.
Oh, yeah, we got Ava.
Must be funny.
It's great. All the best music is money themed.
Dire Straits.
Money for nothing and your chicks for free. What else you got? Rihanna? I don't know the Rihanna one. Work. No.
There's the money moves me.
I don't know.
The money blows. It's by the guy who does it's the guy who does the Austin Powers theme.
Quincy Jones.
Yeah, Quincy Jones has a money song. We should put that at the end of the stream.
Yeah, sick.
Okay, great idea.
We're gonna remember it. Anyway, so we got a big stream today. We got a lot of stuff planned. We're starting off as always with the news. We want to keep you up to date, and also want to keep ourselves up to date.
Yep.
Streaming has been so good for me.
Yeah.
In terms of like knowing general news, because usually I just scroll through Twitter and I'm kind of like through osmosis, kind of between seeing like dead kids and people getting run over by cars. I sometimes get like a little headline here and there. This is so much better. Like actually sitting and reading.
I was already a big news guy though.
How?
Like
just sitting on your phone.
I just love reading the news. I'm completely addicted to reading the news. So this is actually really good. It's just like now it's productive.
Yeah.
Now I can actually put it to use as opposed to just annoying my friends and just being like, "Did you guys hear what's happening in Sudan?"
Yeah,
like I don't care,
up.
Lucas.
Well,
piss off, Lucas.
Chat cares. Chat cares what's happening in Sudan. But it's all. See, I had like a kind of airy fairy political science theory understanding of what we're doing here. That I think is pretty self-congratulatory. Maybe you can bring me down to
What do you mean?
You know Habermas?
Huh?
Habermas?
I know the name. I think I learned about him when I did international relations.
You did learn about him. You didn't?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I forgot. What is he? Structuralism or?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, he did a lot of work on like the public sphere.
Yep.
A lot of theorizing around it, and like spends a lot of time talking about the kind of birth of democracy in coffee houses.
Oh yeah.
Where everyone gets together and discusses the news,
and like nationalism as well.
Yeah,
liberal nationalism,
and how like the bourgeoisie kind of emerged as a class, as like a class that can wield political influence and have shared grievances or whatever the thing is. And they all met together in coffee houses and talked about the news.
Yeah. That's what we're doing.
We're doing democracy right now.
But bourgeois democracy.
Yeah.
We're bringing back bourgeois democracy.
Yep. French coffee house. Everyone grab a coffee. Everyone grab a coffee. Oh, wait, no. Now we're doing Stephen Crowder. We'll do a mug club.
Can you guys see what's on my mug?
Did anyone read it? Oh, the Zoom's not going to... The focus isn't going to pick it up. Because I said it. I locked it in on our faces. The worst mug in the world.
The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, disgusting. Or great. Depending on what you want from your media.
I got it. Jimmy Fallon Gong, exactly.
Anyway, we got the news. Then we're playing a bunch of geography games after that, as usual.
Yep.
Because we're horrible nerds.
Fucking nerds.
But this is all massaging your brain.
Yeah.
We're all here to learn.
Yeah.
Learn and have fun.
It's fun to learn.
Exactly.
You know, people sometimes say like, "Oh, this is just like a who's smarter off what you're doing." This is what we do when we just hang out. It's just fun to be like, "Do you know this?" No, and then you tell them, and then you go, "Do you know this?" I do. I find it very, very fun.
Well, I thought it was fun, but I think it can be really alienating. So I recently, my sister's visiting from Canada.
Yeah, and you were being like, "Do you know Eswatini?"
Yeah, just like, oh no. I just noticed like, I don't know, got some anxieties about like the family did a lot of that shit where everyone would be kind of like testing each other on stuff, and if you like don't feel like that's your domain, you can feel very excluded from like so I think you kind of like you got to keep in mind that like it's like a light form of bullying in the wrong situations.
Yeah, I think you just need to be confident enough with what you do know that when someone you don't know something, you can be like, I don't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not. There's nothing wrong with not knowing something.
No, 100%.
Absolutely nothing wrong with not knowing something.
But I think if you're a kid, I don't know. And if you're a kid, you should know everything. But anyway, but we usually start with life updates. Before that,
yep.
What's happened in life? Oh, I had a cute dinner with friends last night, but it kind of freaked me out because I realized that friends, like people I know in the real world, watch the stream.
Ooh.
And that's terrifying because usually
worlds are colliding.
Yeah, because
the worlds are colliding, Jerry.
I don't like
They're colliding, Jerry.
I don't like it. It's actually scary though because chat to me is like some kind of homogenous, personified.
Do they comment? Do they post in chat?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's freaky that now I've got chat plus these like people in real life.
I actually had a similar experience. I was at a party the other day and someone was like, "Oh yeah, you kept popping up on my YouTube." Because they're watching Daily Dose of Boy Boy.
It's our clip channel.
And they were like, "Yeah, you keep popping up, and I saw you talking about this. It was good." And I was like, "Oh."
Did he call me homogenous? Specifically you, Jorge Rosabetta. Oh, pretty median George impression. Not good, not the worst.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
Big shout out Daily Dose of Boy Boy. D-Dob. D-Dob. Anyway, slightly disconcerting. I don't really have any news. I was just like, I went to the dry cleaner for the first time.
How was it?
I don't know. I haven't picked up.
How much stuff did you drop off?
One shirt.
Why couldn't you just iron it?
So I've got a wedding tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's not my wedding. It's a gay person's wedding, which
So
I'm an ally. In case anyone wanted to know.
But that doesn't rule out you.
No. But it's like another gay person's wedding, and I've got this shirt that I need to clean, but like it's a white shirt, and I don't have like enough of a white load to put a whole load on. It feels like a waste of resources and stuff. If you put a single shirt in the washing machine.
I've done that before.
You're a monster.
Am I?
In this one, isn't dry cleaning you just like
you
spray it?
You put it with I don't know. They probably put it in a room where everything's been steamed or something like that.
Oh,
Then I think they do some manual thing as well. They go over it or something.
They do this thing.
They do this on it, yeah. Because you can iron.
I'm wearing the tweed suit, yes.
Because normally I think like don't people go to the dry cleaners for it's like a suit where you can't iron it.
Yeah,
you can't iron it because it goes all shiny and you fuck it up. So it's like, but it's a shirt you can just iron.
Yeah, I can.
Unless it's like but you're wearing one of those shirts with the ruffles. Like a Ron Weasley kind of shirt from the thing.
No, it's not.
You can't iron that. That's right,
shirt. Yeah. Anyway, that's literally I got the most boring life. That is the news.
Mine's almost just as boring.
Oh yeah.
I've finished my assignment. Everyone.
Wait, I thought you quit uni to stream.
No. I'm doing that. I missed census date.
This
happened just after census.
But you will
day.
quit.
Yeah, I will quit next semester.
If anyone wasn't there, was it last week? Fucking, it was really slowly when you're streaming. Yeah. 2 weeks ago, we had a unofficial sub goal while we were streaming. Just me and Lucas, and he said if we got 50 subs, he would.
That was like 20 subs. I said
20 subs.
We got 20. It was way too low.
You got 20 in like a minute.
Yeah.
He would quit university. Alexi, can you help me? I'm so hungry, but all the food in my house is emitting purple gas that forms into skulls before dissipating. I like to think of myself as a practical man. That is something I can't help with. I've never seen this problem before. Okay. Well, that's literally our lives in the past 2 days.
Yeah.
We got Alex with the Master Swordsmith.
He's doing a much more interesting stuff. It's a shame he's not here to give us life updates.
Yeah.
But I guess you'll see it when his video comes out.
Barco's making me burek sa sirom. Holy shit.
What the fuck is this shit? Is this Serbian?
Yeah.
This guy's speaking Serbian at you?
Yeah.
No Serbian in chat. English only. What do you can't speak other languages in chat? It's got to be languages that I can read.
Oh, wait, I have burek. I brought burek home. I went to get burek the other day with a family. I have to go to Western Sydney to get it. But we are potentially from Western Sydney, so maybe I didn't have to go very far.
No. We just walked down the road.
Yeah.
Gosh, shit, they're all speaking other languages
that
now.
Alex cheated on you with Anthony. Anthony Padilla.
Smosh guy.
That's not going to go very far. Anthony Padilla is a bit of a fuckboy.
That's
he's
what I'm
gonna
hearing.
break Alex's heart and then he'll come
We've got an article on that. No, we don't.
about Anthony Padilla being a fuckboy. Wait, what are you warning me about? What are you people? What is this? What's happening?
Just ignore them.
There's
They
too
don't know
many
what
of you
they're
guys.
talking
You're all
about.
psychos. I don't mean that. Anyway, let's go to the news. Let's leave this. Everyone's Brazilian. Everyone's speaking different languages. Como andan? Les extrañaba. How are you going? I miss you. I miss you, but also us.
Cool.
Mrs. Like,
It's really, really easy to bait chat. You just tell them not to do something in an angry way, and they do it.
yeah. And they only speak Serbian.
You guys,
Thank you.
you don't realize I've got you wrapped around my little finger. And reel you in.
Your finger.
Good song.
Yep. I hate that song. Fucking tortures me.
Ads time.
It was my ex's favorite song. And I was like, this is a bit of a weird song. I don't know why she likes it so much. Like, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then she broke up with me. And it was like very relevant to the breakup. And I was like, your
is it?
favorite song was
I've got you wrapped
you've
around.
got me wrapped around your finger. It's like I'm in love with you. You obviously don't love me. Why do you keep stringing me along? You have to let it linger. Just end it.
Yeah. But so it was her favorite song. But wouldn't that mean that she's the one being led on?
I don't know.
Or she was just aware of what was going on?
She was aware of the
She was what
dynamic.
was- yeah,
and she's like,
she liked
man,
it.
this song is so relatable because I'm just letting it linger. Are you okay? This was years and years ago. I've actually got another life update that I mentioned to you, the really red hot one. But
If
maybe
it's
I
red,
should
don't
be
wanna
sharing
talk about it.
every
No,
single
don't
thing.
share everything.
No, but it's like a Seinfeld situation.
No, I don't think
The
so. That's
baby.
about, no. That's
Oh, it's about someone else. Okay,
Yeah,
never mind.
Yeah.
No more life.
You're doxing other people.
Yeah, true. Whoa. 5 gifted subs. You want to do the honors? Oh, that actually was painful. I thought it was going to be a funny joke, and then I started hearing the noises.
There you go.
Man, you got so many. So thank you Barry Balls. And thank you Quiet Root. That's terrifying. Unless it's not Australian, then it's just cute.
Quite rude.
Yeah.
It's not as scary as Astro Anus. Thank you.
Ah, you people. Anyway, let's get back to it. I mean, let's start the news.
Take it away.
Okay. Did you know that Israel is at war? That they're doing stuff in Gaza right now?
At Gaza?
Yeah.
They're at war with the country of Gaza?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Since when?
I don't know, it was kind of fine, but I think October 7th, it all changed.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, the terrorists.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Those bastards. I hope they've shown them what's what.
Yeah. Well, no. Apparently they haven't. These terrorists are so resilient. So UN spokesperson just said that that 1 million people in central and southern Gaza did not receive any food rations in August. A whole month without food.
But to 1 million people, that's like half the population.
Yeah, half the
It was
population.
like what, 2.2
Yeah,
before all this shit.
Oh yeah, imagine how many
So-
died since then.
Yeah, wow.
I just
And
don't
then
know what that looks like. What do you do with them without food for a month? I guess they're probably scrounging in
I
some.
would think there's probably a bit of food floating around, and they're just fighting over it.
It's fucking
The
terrifying.
amount of people, and that's the thing, because like you know how like the health ministry puts out those stats on who's death.
You mean the Hamas-run health
Yeah.
industry?
The health ministry, they put out the stats on deaths.
Yeah.
Are those deaths that just occur in like airstrikes and conflicts?
I
They're not.
think
They're not
so.
doing.
No,
They're not
'cause-
telling us like starvation
I
and
don't
disease and stuff.
I don't think
like
it's
that.
this because there was that other study that came out a month
Yeah.
ago that said somewhere around 180. What
Yeah.
did they say? Was it 180?
Something like that. Yeah.
180,000 people dead, and this was like the wider impacts of a war, which is, I think, the more reasonable number you should go for whenever you're talking about a war.
Yeah.
Because if they weren't invaded, this wouldn't have happened.
But it's also it's like a deliberate aspect of the war. It's a deliberate siege.
Yeah, exactly.
They're doing a siege. It's the same as when you fucking siege a castle and you stop anything going in and you throw catapults in there.
Lancet said 186,000 to 580, 500,000 people.
Yeah.
Wait, so then that means that's 500,000 and the population was 2.2. I don't know. This is fucking crazy. Like, yeah. Anyway,
but also
people haven't eaten in a month.
So is this because did the UN not say that they had to pull out aid workers after they got shot up?
Yeah, they got like sniped in the
And it's the same. It was like the kitchen, World Kitchen,
yeah.
sort of Central Kitchen. I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
They put out
That's where our Aussie girl died.
Zombie Francom.
Yeah.
They pulled out for that.
So I think they're just slowly like, because they've already cut off shit from coming in, and now they're slowly just like pushing out all the NGOs.
Yeah.
It's fucking catastrophic. Like, it's insane, or as they say, beyond catastrophic. I don't understand. Like, the
polio vaccination campaigns as well.
Oh, but that was working. There was
polio.
articles last week about like, oh, we got success with the polio vaccines in.
They've got polio. Who else in the world has fucking polio?
You know the phrase like bomb someone back into the Stone Age?
Yeah.
It's like a real thing.
Yeah. You get like the bubonic plague.
The Israeli military is refusing to coordinate the entry of medical teams affiliated with the emergency polio vaccine campaign. Yeah.
It's literally like the medieval siege thing where they would throw like pig carcasses over the top. It's fucking chemical. It's biological warfare to just kill them. Except the same way they don't want to kick down the door and then take over the castle afterwards. They literally just want to kill them all.
Yeah, just like
kill them all and leave.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean when they kill them all, then they can set up like nice little resorts on the on the beach side.
Yeah. Grim.
Yeah. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand, but I don't. I don't know. It's fucked.
Whatever happened to those ceasefire talks that were going on like 2 weeks ago?
I don't know. There was
Isn't it amazing?
Anthony Blinken was in Haiti, and he said that there's that Saudi-Israeli normalization can still occur if we do a ceasefire in the next week. So like under Biden, we can still have normalization between Saudi Arabia and Israel. It's just like, what a fucking psychopath.
It's just so strange how like the media cycle of it, that was everywhere. When the ceasefire was talking about, even in like non-Al Jazeera, like just in the normal Australian papers like Sydney Morning Herald, Guardian and stuff, the top story was always there's ceasefire talks.
Yeah.
The Americans are saying ceasefire talk, it's coming. We're confident peace is around the corner, whatever. And then just everyone stops talking about it. And then a month later, we're going to see it again. Yeah. And it's like, do they not realize how crazy that makes people think of? But like, didn't that just happen? It's like fucking Mandela effect. The ceasefire talks. It's like, haven't we done this?
Well,
why is
nothing
like a
crazy
happening?
Person.
Yeah,
it's nuts. But also, like, even like at the very core of it, it's like, who are you even negotiating with? Like, they killed Hania. Like, I just don't understand. Like,
Bibi doesn't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Bibi doesn't want
like
it.
the Israelis don't want ceasefire.
Yeah.
And they're killing anyone they could possibly negotiate with. It's just like, in what world? Like, who are they actually negotiating with here? Like, what's?
Well, it's just to tell the Western people who are seeing this and they're going, this isn't good.
Yeah,
this is a bit much. I don't think this should. Oh, good. I'm glad someone's doing something about it. We're still in control. America's still here. It's still the 90s.
The rules-based order makes sense. Everything's working.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so fucked. Anyway, let's get off that. Oh man, the video's not loading. But anyway, it's just briefly touching on it. So you got like the most insane situation that could be happening right now in Gaza, and then on the other side of the pond, where like all the money that's funding this genocide is happening. They've got such strict controls. We had there's just an interview that we can't play for some reason, but it's Stephen Thrasher, who's a
good name.
Stephen Thrasher. He was a professor at a university, also chair of social justice reporting. Anyway, literally just showed up at a Palestine protest, and then he was mentioned in a where was it when Congress was talking about like the dangers to during congressional hearing, and then they mentioned him by name, and then he was suspended. Absolutely insane. You go to a protest and you lose your job.
But I don't understand. Don't like professors have tenure and stuff? Aren't they like impossible to fire?
I don't know. I mean, I
But
actually
Americans
don't know.
use professor like they call everyone professor, don't they?
I don't know what the American system's weird because I think
Yeah.
it's actually. I think you're right in that it is less. It's like it's more precarious here because you don't sign up for this long program. Everyone's on short contracts.
But I think
in
in Australia, if you're a professor, you're set.
Wait, really?
Your tenure, except for unless you keep
Unless-
screwing up like Tim Anderson and they try to get you on something else. But I think in America they use professor for everything. It's like we've got lecturers and tutors and all these subcategories.
Associate professor,
But I think,
assistant.
yeah, you guys call everyone professor or something.
Yeah. Professors are essentially college teachers.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, anyone who teaches at university is a professor. That's awesome. I was a professor.
No, you weren't.
Yes,
you
I
were a
was.
tutor.
Yeah, but I still taught a class.
You were a PhD student.
Yeah.
That's
but I taught a class.
in America. You'd be a professor. We don't use that silly
Okay, yeah, I'm
language
a
here.
professor.
No.
Professor, doctor.
No.
Yes. I'm a professor, and the only reason I'm not working is that I'm pro-Palestine. That's what
They
I'm
fired
thinking.
you.
That's what I'm
I
thinking.
like this.
I'm Professor Oak. What a strange comment.
So they fired him for gooning.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, it wasn't.
don't
It
goon in
wasn't
front
for
of your
this Palestine stuff. It's he's gooning. Was he?
He was gooning to
at
protect students. So police were coming to arrest students. He jumps in front of them. He's like,
Don't worry,
arrest me!
I've got this.
Arrest me!
Oh, I'm looking at porn.
This is not a joke. This is so fucked. But that is a good tactic. If you see police are about to arrest a bunch of innocent protesters,
Start masturbating.
Start masturbating in public. They'll have to come and get you instead.
They're gonna have to come and get
Yep,
you.
yep. Oh,
It's like weaponize your privilege. You know, people
yeah, exactly.
say
Male
that.
privilege.
Yeah,
Yeah.
instead of like standing in front of them and being like, "I'm white, you're not gonna get me." I'm masturbating. You just draw their fire
Yeah,
and
yeah.
run away while you're
While
masturbating.
you're masturbating, run down the street masturbating. That's so hard. I had a friend in high school. We used to drink in parks because like we were either underage or we were too cheap to afford drinking in a venue.
Yep.
So he was drinking parks, and one of my friends got quite drunk, and he wanted to test if he could shit while sprinting. He couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
I'm sure you can't.
But he was a guy who shat everywhere.
I think like you'd have to be so drunk to, because there's probably like
Like a mechanism
there's a
meant that blocks
mechanism.
it.
Yeah, you're like, I'm moving, I'm running. My sphincter's tight.
I'm moving to Georgia in a few weeks, but a certain thing happened here that's had me worried. So I'm glad to talk about. Oh no! Well, we're going to be talking.
Sorry.
We're going to be talking about that thing later as part of the news. Oh, we could not talk about it.
Yeah, let's not.
Let
talk-
us know.
I
Let us
don't
know
wanna
what you
talk-
want.
I don't want to talk about it, but
Okay.
Oh.
They just walk and poop. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know how they do that. Horses.
well, it's funny whenever the horse cops rock up at a protest and stuff, and you just like afterwards, after the protesters leave, there's just shit everywhere, and it's from the cops.
Yeah, that's the police.
It's from the
That's
cops.
the police. That's not the horses. That's the police doing big
They're
craps.
police, yeah. I don't know. Do you Americans have the chance whenever you see the cops on the horses, you shout, "Get those animals off those horses!
That's so funny.
Get those animals off those horses! Get those!" It's very fun.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that so much. Okay, we got economic news from the two greatest economic minds of our generation.
Yep.
Donald Trump and Elon Musk finally working together to make the world a better place.
I love Trump clips.
Dude, he's so good. But also,
Trump clips are so much fun.
Elon Musk is giving him $45 million a month.
Is he actually?
Apparently.
I thought there was something that
source.
he's not actually doing.
Oh,
it.
really?
I don't know. Because Elon Musk just says so much shit.
Yeah, he lies about everything. But I love I mean, it's also just like bare naked corruption. You know, he's just paying $45 million a month, and then he gets a place in government. It's just amazing. It's you can just pay to circumvent the democratic system entirely, and just become like, okay, I guess I'm in charge of the economy now. But main country to Argentina. Stop predicting the news. Okay, look at this shit. Look at this shit. That's what's happening. That's what's happening.
Predictable?
Stop predicting the news. This is our news, not your news.
Stop backseat driving.
Yeah. Although you're completely right. That is a very good connection to make because we make the same connection. Anyway, let's watch this. I love how Trump talks.
But okay, well, I've just
Oh,
got
what were
something
you
to
gonna
say about that man's comment.
Mm,
But I
yeah,
don't know if
go,
you want
go.
to- I was just going to say, I don't think they can do Milei in the US because
Why?
Argentina is like a peripheral country
Oh.
within the West, like the US.
who are they
the
whoring
US
themselves out
empire.
to?
So you open up so that the US can bleed you dry.
Yeah.
That's the point of opening up a country.
Yeah.
You don't open up your own country. You need the systems of like security and all these agencies to keep the shit going, to then exhort influence elsewhere. I think you can
that's
cut
true,
like
but-
social security and stuff
yeah.
like that, but you still need a
And
big
cut
powerful
regulation for like, because I mean, you had like stuff like with the Chicago boys, like they'd go and try out neoliberalism in Chile, and then that comes home, you know, once they've had like an experiment. So I think it's possible. Like, I think that's a common trajectory where they test it out in the third world, and then they'd bring it home when they've got it down pat.
So much of this stuff, especially when it's America, it just feels like there's so much just rhetoric around it.
Mm.
Like, you know, they want to cut this, cut that, cut this, but it's like, you need it. They really
I mean, like,
need it. And like,
I think under capitalism, like the only thing you really need to tick off is just like whether this one guy makes more money from this political move.
yeah, but
right.
like this, I think the state regulating thing is good in the long run for
Oh yeah,
capitalism.
yeah.
And it allows for like a organized, concerted influence of capitalist influence and stuff channeled through the state. And the state is needed
No,
for
of
the
course,
imperial
to give a
aspect
structure
of it.
to everything
Exactly.
and like.
So if you just rip it
ensure
all
that-
apart, it would just fall to pieces.
I'd hope so.
But maybe they're so stupid that they actually want that.
I
But
think so. I think they're just dumb.
yeah, exactly. When Liz Truss did it, all the capitalists were like, "Get the fuck out of here!" No,
we
you
didn't mean-
idiot! What
we
the
didn't
hell?
mean it.
We didn't mean it. You just do it a little bit on the edge. You can't actually do it, but like you can actually do it if you're Milei. If you're on the periphery,
yeah.
that's actually what they want.
Yeah.
But you don't want to do it internally.
Well, maybe
It's
must.
like all these like they put on protections on their own, but no one else is allowed to do protections.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
But what do I know?
No. Well, we'll see. Maybe this will be a change. Maybe Elon is the guy, just the right guy to fuck this up.
Yeah.
Fourth, at the suggestion of
They can hear this.
I can't hear it.
Elon Musk, who has given me his complete and total endorsement.
Wait, we're gonna have to play this again.
We can't hear it. Tell us what they're
He
saying.
knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Here we go. Oh yeah, we're going back to the start.
Fourth, at the suggestion of Elon Musk,
Elon.
who has given me his complete and total endorsement. That's
His
nice.
complete and total endorsement.
He's a smart guy.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
What he's doing.
I love him so much.
Very,
I mean,
very much appreciated.
I like his
I
tone.
will create a government efficiency commission tasked with conducting a complete financial and performance audit
That's so
of the
crazy.
entire federal government and making recommendations for drastic reforms. We need to do it.
We need to do
Can't
it.
go on the way we are now. And Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force. Be interesting. If he has the time, that'd be a good one to do it. But he's agreed.
I love it so much. He just no matter
The
how much
constant
money,
backhanded
no
comment.
matter how much money Elon Musk gives him, he's like, I will do what you want, Elon. It's fine, but I'll still make fun of you. Like
Yeah.
I need to be able to riff.
It's amazing how he is constantly doing that. And it's like,
well, I think he hates him. It seems pretty clear that he's like he actually just hates this guy.
and it's like, I don't know. Do you remember when he was at like some Zionist lobby group thing, and he was talking, and it was like, "You're gonna vote for me because you got lots of money, and you know I'm good for it. You know, you guys are so scary with your money," and it's like they loved it. They're like, "Woo!" It's like he's making fun of you.
Yeah, it's so good. You've told me about that one before. I haven't found it. I really want to
I'll
watch
find
it.
it sometime.
Who's that? It's Trump. Trump talking to like, was it APAC? No, I don't know who it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Anyway,
it was APAC. Yeah.
very funny.
But the thing is, so I mean, Musk heading a government efficiency commission, he is good with efficiency in terms of he fired everyone at Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
He made it more efficient. But I was listening to Chapo on the way over here, and they were talking about how apparently like $24 billion has been lost under Elon Musk. Like
Amazing.
the valuation of Twitter has gone down.
Oh yeah, of course.
That much, and he got a bunch of They got a bunch of investors to loan money to do the takeover, and they've just completely lost shit tons of money.
Of course. But it's also like
So it's not efficiency.
No,
That's the opposite
no.
of efficiency.
But it's funny because like he fucks it up even in the place that it's meant to be justified, which is in running a business.
Yeah.
But you should never run a government like a business. Like
No.
And so like if he fucks it up even in where you're meant to do it, what the fuck is he going to do in the place where you're not meant to do it?
Yeah.
Like it's insane. It's like a government isn't marked by how efficient it is. It's marked by how well it produces outcomes for people.
Yeah.
And like Twitter's not marked on that
No.
at all. Yeah, it's so fucking insane. I love Trump ripping him though. It's the best. He's just like, yeah, he doesn't fucking have a job. It's a fake billionaire. He doesn't do anything but post.
He posts and
Yeah.
plays LOL. Or what does he play? He plays Diablo.
Oh, he plays
Yeah.
like fucking
Yeah.
thousands of hours
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Diablo. Oh,
Hey, I want to
what
watch
a-
the rest of this.
Yeah.
To do it. In 2022, fraud and improper payments alone cost taxpayers an estimated hundreds of billions of dollars. As the first order of business, this commission will develop an action plan to totally eliminate fraud and improper payments within 6 months.
Boring.
This will
Say something
save
funny.
trillions of dollars.
Trillions of dollars.
It's massive.
Massive.
I mean, it's funny because like I'm sure what they're referencing is a serious issue, you know, like or just like an issue that probably props up in like every government.
What?
Or just like money falling through fingers, like as it's like just a giant operation. So there's so many like opportunities for graft and like weird deals. But I think it's an excuse to restructure the government to benefit big business and put everyone out. It's so fucked.
It's weird because this is a very textbook Republican talking point.
Yeah.
This
There's like
big government and like the deficit and like
Yeah.
that he's talking about. But no, I don't know why is he pandering to them? He's really
Oh yeah, well I think
That's-
no, but
because
this
this
is,
is
I
very-
think this is across everyone. Like the Democrats are
Yeah.
neoliberal. Like the kind of the main talking point since the 80s has been make governments more efficient, make them run like a business, make all citizens customers,
yeah.
and that's
But Trump was a difference to that. Like I think like what Trump did was he gave, you know, like the rubes and all this stuff. He gave them the
we're
fun
gonna build up
rhetoric, talking points, these funny things. This is very, very textbook
high
Republican.
street. Yeah,
This is playing to like, the suburban white middle class. Is it not?
But I think that it's funny because I don't think the rubes, as we call them, like this is going to go over people's heads.
Yeah.
Because it's just it sounds clear cut. The government's inefficient under Biden. We're going to make it efficient.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of it's not clear as an attack on working people because it's there's so many layers of distraction.
Yeah. But and also like the deficit and stuff don't the Republicans block the supply bill every year, and every single time they go to increase the debt ceiling,
Yeah.
Republicans go, no, we can't do it. You can't do it. There's too much debt. It's too much debt. We can't do it. And they do it anyway.
Yeah,
because
of
they
course.
have
Yeah.
to keep the system going. They have to do it, and they know that. They're just playing rhetorical politics.
Yeah.
But
It's
I
so
just
fucked.
don't know how they can actually do this.
I don't know. Well, this isn't even about debt though. This is like
But government efficiencies, they're saying they're
But
spending
he's-
too much.
he's
And
talking
that's in the
there's like-
same.
yeah, but
that's the
they're talking about like fraud, like ostensibly, like they're talking about like money's going to places where we're not sure where it's going, and like we're losing money just from like accounting errors. You know, that I mean that's the ostensible argument for it. Obviously, they're going to just go again, gut
Yeah.
like social welfare, which I
Yeah.
don't even understand how you
Well,
do
that's
that.
fraud, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe that's the fraud they're talking about.
Yeah,
Get those bloody dole bludgers.
they're all pretending they're poor. Anyway, this is a more detailed article about what this actual commission is going to be doing. They said something about a 15%. Oh yeah, cutting the corporate tax rate to 15% for companies that make products in the US. I love that so much. It's so funny.
What's the current corporate tax rate?
I don't know how high.
Guys, corporate tax rate currently?
Well, in Australia, it's 25 is the corporate tax rate. But then when you take that as personal income, it gets up to 47 or something. So 15 is insane. And they already have an effective tax rate of 0. That's it. Like the biggest corporations
Exactly.
don't
They
pay
don't
tax
pay any
anyway.
fucking tax.
Yeah. So this is just like a signal, like a nice little signal being like, look, we're on your side. Like it's irrelevant because they don't pay tax anyway. Welfare fraud is a rounding error. Whoa! 5 subs. Thank you so much to Amber A. Buy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. What is that?
Huh?
What is that? I know. I completely.
That's my pocket espresso.
Where'd you get that from? I've never seen that before in my life.
Apparently, they're really big in France. And,
we should have brought it out for the French news. Why did you?
No, my girlfriend, she got back from Europe a couple of weeks ago.
brought you
And
pocket
she loved
espressos.
these, and she brought back heaps.
That looks awesome.
Yeah,
Do you have any
it's
more?
like a really sweet espresso.
Oh, it's sweet.
And I just started to feel a little bit low energy. I didn't want you guys to miss out.
that's
So
fair.
I decided to hit my pocket espresso.
I love that he's like efficiency and we're losing so much money, so we're going to make companies pay less money. Like that is the move to make government more efficient. I guess it's more
Yummy.
efficient. It is more efficient though, because that's actually a great move. If companies are paying zero tax anyway, it's more efficient to just like not put all these resources into chasing them up. You reduce to 15%. You don't have to chase people up for doing all this shit. You know, that's great.
Well, that's what they say. Like, this is what people always say about like increasing taxes. It then increases the incentive for people to dodge them.
yeah.
And I love when people say that. They make it sound as though we've got absolute
No control
over anything.
Put them in jail.
So exactly, fucking lock them up.
Yeah, you
Fucking,
serious?
that's a criminal.
Yeah.
So instead, it's like, they're like, we have to find the perfect point where we're still getting enough money, but people are willing to pay it.
Dude.
As though it's like the supply and demand of selling something. You go, well, we can't just charge them $30 for a can of Coke. No one would buy it. They'll just steal the cans of Coke.
That'd be great.
It's like, that's not how taxes work. We're not selling a product.
Yeah. It was so insane though. What I find weird about this, like these tax cuts and stuff, is that like it's already so easy for rich people to avoid tax.
Yeah.
Like the
And
whole system's set up so they don't have to pay anything.
Didn't he already do the biggest tax cut in his last term?
Keep them coming, baby. No, I was talking to I want to say friend in real estate, a person, an
Friend
acquaintance.
in real estate.
Someone.
Aren't you meant to be a lefty?
No, it's not a friend. It's just a guy.
Yeah, sure.
In real estate. And they were telling me about like all the kind of incentives that exist, at least in Australia. I think it might be a similar thing in the US.
Yeah.
But the government incentivizes investment properties.
Yeah.
So because it's a really good thing if someone just buys a house that already exists and rents it out and makes the rent much more expensive. That's something we want in the economy.
Yep.
So the government prioritizes that. But anyway, I knew about it in vague terms. I never like got like the nitty gritty kind of general things. Like one of the insane things, I guess, it's negative gearing.
Do you guys know what negative gearing is? Do you guys have? Do Americans have negative gearing?
It's fucking crazy. So essentially, like because buying a house as an investment property is an investment, any loss you make on that investment, you don't pay tax on. So the government. So
the difference
between
between like the rent you charge compared to the mortgage repayments, if you're making a loss, that loss is tax deductible.
Yeah, which is insane.
I'm
like, fucking hell. If I make really really shitty jewelry and no one buys it, should the government be paying me for that? Like it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Anyway, but this is even worse because you're a net like detriment to society.
Yep.
You've no reason to exist. You've come in and become a middleman for a product, made it more expensive, and it's also a product that should be a human right. But anyway, one crazy example of that. So if you get a loan for an investment property, all the interest you pay on that loan is tax deductible.
Yep.
And if you do renovations to the house, that's tax deductible. Yep. So if I get, I don't know, I buy a house and I got a salary of like $60,000, right? So you pay like $20K tax, but I do like $30,000 worth of renovations to this house and like pay like $20,000 worth of interest, I would get like a $40,000 tax credit, and that's a tax refund.
That's fucked.
It's insane. The government pays me. The government pays me to do renovations on my own house.
Oh, I think
that means someone who's like a fucking teacher is paying tax, paying for a rich person to renovate their own house.
Yeah, I think there was a thing like in Australia. Again, sorry, we're talking about Australia. Labor did these tax. There was meant to be these tax cuts for rich people. Labor came in and changed it so that it was more distributed across, low and middle income earners also got a bit of a tax cut.
Yeah.
And they were doing, this is such a great thing. We're doing a tax cut to help workers. It was tiny compared to the amount of tax rebates that go to landlords.
Yeah.
The amount that they were giving, they give so much. And another thing is the capital gains tax.
It was like $1 trillion. I don't know what negative gearing was. It was insane amount of money the government's just handing out to these people who are rich, who are fucking up the country, fucking everything, and they're getting paid to do it by us.
I think housing is such a smart thing to do the tax cuts on, though, because lots of people own houses. There's lots of mum and dads who own a house, and they might own one investment property.
Yeah.
They feel like they've got to benefit from this.
Yeah.
It's
mean,
the
they do,
buy.
though.
They do. It's very small compared to the fucking rort which the giant landlords are doing, the massive things that they get. It's just like, it's such a good way to get the, I guess it's the petty bourgeois, the middle class
on board, feeling like they're big companies.
You're part of this thing, and I think there's the same thing with the capital gains tax, which they did for housing. Howard dropped it down to like 50% for the first house or something like that, and apparently no one was asking for it beforehand. It was not on the political radar. It was not a talking point. People were asking for it.
He's probably a fucking landlord, and his friends are landlords.
Well, no, once they did it, they can't get rid of it now.
Yeah.
They cannot increase that back up to 100% beforehand, because all these mum and dads, they think that it's their destiny to be able to retire on the sale of their house. They're like, you're taking that from me. It's perfect.
But it's also
perfect
also
politics.
in what world does anyone have to guarantee your investment?
Yeah, I know.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
You invest in something that doesn't make money. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You lost money. It's not my job. It's not my job to pay you for your bad decisions.
I think it's a really good inversion of it. It's like, it's not the too big to fail.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the opposite.
Yeah,
it's a small
smart.
landowner.
Yeah.
And you get them to be like, there's no way you won't make money on this.
Yeah.
Like everything, we need to keep giving you all these rebates. We
Yeah.
can't change anything.
You know what confused me so much when I heard this thing about you get to claim all your losses on tax when a loss is just renovating the house. How many shitty rental properties there are? Everything's falling apart.
Yep.
This motherfucker gets paid by the taxpayer to renovate that house.
Yep.
What's going on?
Yep.
Why are they not doing it?
Yep.
What a piece of shit. What a scummy piece of shit that this landlord's like, well, some random nurse is paying taxes which pay for me to renovate this house.
Yep.
Which is probably like rented to a bunch of nurses for like way over their salary.
Yep.
I'm not going to fix that tap. I'm not going to fix that door for literally no reason.
It's amazing. At least this. There's an idea that we're applying taxes to incentivize certain behavior.
Yeah.
He's saying here, it's ridiculous. We shouldn't be doing these tax cuts. But it's like, you got to make it in Australia, then you'll get a detriment. And then you get this benefit. And it's to offset the fact that, the US wages are higher, so we want to make it more competitive and all that. That kind of makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
But for fucking landlords, this house already exists. You buy it when you can't afford to buy it, then rent it out to someone to a degree that you're losing money. We're going to incentivize you to do that.
Yeah.
That's a social good for you to do that,
That's
to buy
insane.
houses that already exist and do nothing on it.
But also, it's just like landlords are the oldest concept we have. Like, we had so many revolutions throughout history. We've passed through so many phases through like feudalism and shit. We still have this fucking category of people from feudal times.
Yeah.
What is this? Like,
It's so
what have
fucked.
we become? Like, it's just like, I don't know. It's just so strange. Like, it's like we haven't moved at all.
Yeah.
The fact that this type of person exists.
Yeah.
Anyway, fucking hell. This was such a
This is
side.
like, we just fucking hate landlords.
Yeah.
Fucking
we don't need
hate.
to talk about this. No, never mind. Oh God, damn it! It's
But
funny.
if you live in Australia, the Greens have announced some policies to try to bring in a regulator with fucking teeth to crack down on landlords.
Oh,
and they
yeah.
want to be able to do on-the-spot fines for landlords for refusing to fix things. They also want to bring in a rent cap of 2% increase. You can't increase by more than 2%
That's awesome.
a year.
During
So,
COVID, people were increasing by like $100 a week. It was crazy.
if you're in Australia, then yeah, you know what to do.
There's literally no reason not to vote for the Greens. Yeah, it's insane. Oh, I hate talking about housing. It fucking gets me so riled up. Anyway, the Efficiency Commission. Now we're still on this story. We took a bit of a detour, but there's more to talk about here. Victorian Socialists banned landlords from running in their party. That's so funny because like I'm sure it's the same in the US, but like pretty much every single politician in Australia is a landlord. Like there's been studies on on average, how many investment properties these people own. I don't have them. I don't know where the studies are, but it was an insane number. It was like they all own at least like 4 investment properties. All these people need to be in jail. They need to be in jail. Like I can't think of a bigger crime. It's such a straightforward thing to do. Just like You say this isn't legal anymore. If you want to keep doing it, you go to jail. If you want to fucking get a normal job, actually work and contribute to society, then go ahead. You're free. But stop doing this crime. Oh, God damn it. Anyway. So the question you might ask that some of you are call me fuck. Yeah, nice.
What did I miss?
Nothing. Literally, I
good.
was just talking about landlords should go to jail. Pretty straightforward. Anyway, so we might ask ourselves, like, what's this efficiency commission going to look like?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
You know, it's pretty vague. I mean, they say tax cuts. That's like what every single American government has done constantly.
Yep.
Since the
I
80s.
like efficiency.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like inefficiency.
No.
That sounds bad.
Things
so if
should-
they're going to make things more efficient, that sounds like a good thing.
I think it's really funny. There's again a side point, but like I hate the talk about efficiency.
Well, you
because
like inefficiency.
I like inefficiency. No, it's just I think it's arbitrary when you're not talking about what the goal is. You know,
Yeah.
like
because you want to do it better.
no, but if the government's doing horrible things, I would rather they were slower. You know, I'd rather they didn't do it as well. So I'm thinking like in my head because people talk about like
But then I'd still be doing
communism-
it. We're just paying more for it.
Sorry.
Then we just pay more for it.
No, I think my argument's no. I might have said it wrong. People talk about communism or like any kind of big government, even like Keynesianism, anything where like the government has a role in society. They're like, we can't trust governments because they're inefficient with resources. Businesses are much more efficient, and it's like, would you rather have someone who's super efficient at doing the wrong thing, super efficient at fucking you up your life, or someone who's less efficient, waste money at doing the right thing? It's just like, I mean, it's a very clear choice in my mind.
I mean, that's you've created an incorrect dichotomy though, because as what we've learned from neoliberalism is fucking private corporations are not more efficient at doing this
that's
stuff.
the funny
because
bit,
they
like-
need to skim shit off the top to justify what they're doing. It needs to go back to shareholders and all that.
It
They
has to be
can't
profitable.
do these big monopoly things that we like that should be public owned, fucking electricity, water, all this stuff. They can't do that efficiently. They need to make money out of it.
Well, I think a big example is China's fucking high speed rail. You know, this is something.
You're always talking about China's high speed rail.
I love Chinese high speed rail. It's one of those things where like again, China's not this fucking. It's not an amazing example of communism. It's just like a maybe state capitalism. With it's weird. It's got a lot of different aspects to it. But anyway, I think the high speed rail is sick because it's like it's a social good and it profits. Like it makes everything else more profitable because like workers are so much more connected to where they work. And society's more connected in general. A single company cannot do that because it cannot be profitable. It's so expensive to make, and the benefits don't go to the people who make it. The benefits are so wide. Yeah, and the only people that can do it is a government. Yeah, because like that they're the only ones that are going to reap the rewards because the society functions so much better. Yeah. A private corporation can't do it. They're literally incapable because you can't make profit from it.
Well, it's the same with electricity and everything like that.
Yeah,
And it's just
any
like this
public good.
But the fucked thing with all this privatization as well is, I think there was this horrible thing about with Commonwealth Bank. So that used to be a state-owned bank in Australia, and they privatized it in, I want to say, the 90s or the late 80s.
Yeah.
It was Labor who privatized it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, woo!
I fucking hate those guys.
And then, like,
it just keeps coming.
There was
Anyway.
something like, if they hadn't privatized it, then Commonwealth Bank would now be worth like $98 billion to the government. And like privatizing it was a loss by $98 billion or something like that. Yeah. And it's just like, why is that not discussed as theft?
Yeah.
How is that not theft? We spent all the money, it's the same with electricity and Telstra and all these things, where we spent the fucking money to build this thing.
And just
then we gave it away. And then they've now got it and it's worth shit tons. They're jacking up all the prices. And it's like, that was ours.
Yeah.
You stole that.
Yeah.
This was fucking fraud and theft.
Yeah. 100%.
They don't talk about it in these criminal terms.
Yeah. Well, you're preaching to the. I was going to say preaching to the jury. That's the wrong thing.
Preaching to the choir.
Preaching to the choir.
I won't say anything you guys already agree with.
No. I'm saying preaching to the choir.
Let's go fascism.
That's what happened. That's what happened.
Woo, fascism.
That's what happened in Yugoslavia. You know, like before fucking the NATO aggression on Yugoslavia, it was 80% state-owned industries.
Yeah.
Again, there were lots of economic issues in Yugoslavia. I'm not gonna. Don't get me wrong, but it's impossible to get any kind of money as the government now in any of the ex-republics they used to produce everything. This used to be like a running machine, and then obviously they came in like what do you call it? Regime change, and like all the slimiest motherfuckers, like random slimy people connected internationally would just sell these businesses that everyone built up. Exactly, it was like the government, the state, every single person in the country contributed to make this thing viable, and they just sold it to some random German cunt, like anyone with $10 just bought these like $1 million enterprises. It's fucked.
But that's the thing with this efficiency as well, because it's like the way that they quantify that is only by looking at how much is the government spending on this. So the government spending less money on it is now efficient because the service still exists.
Yeah.
They're not factoring in how much is fucking society as a whole paying for it, because with all of these cuts to fucking Medicare, Telstra, all these public utilities, there's always paying more at the consumer ends.
This guy's so lame. Get the fuck out of here.
Who is this?
I don't know. Some lame.
Kick him out of here.
I did.
But yeah, so like the consumer ends up paying more for it, which was previously a public good and very, very cheap or free. But the government's not paying for it anymore, so now it's more efficient.
Yeah,
but
it's
like,
so
no,
funny.
it costs more as a whole.
Yeah, and the government's not making money from it. Which I think is so funny. We had like the kind of middle ground is like the public-private partnerships where you're not selling it, but you're like cooperating it with a private company, and that shit is so fucked because that's like so much better for the private company because you pay, like the government pays for it. So like I remember one of them was I think it was the Lane Cove Tunnel. So it's a tunnel in northern Sydney, and it's like
I know Lane Cove.
Yeah,
don't mansplain Lane Cove to me.
Them. This tunnel in northern Sydney, right? And back in the day, honestly, I think it was back when the Soviet Union existed. Back when Western countries had to do some kind of social welfare and government spending to compete with the fact that these things existed in the other side of the world. Anyway, back in the day when you wanted to build a fucking bridge or a tunnel or anything, the government would say, "We need this tunnel. We're going to build this tunnel," and that's just a normal system. But after the 80s, obviously all that changed, and now in order to build a fucking tunnel, the government pays a private company to run the whole thing.
Yeah.
And the deal was that the government doesn't pays them a certain amount of money, but saves money in that they give a private company the rights to charge tolls on it.
Yep. To seek rent.
And so the government is more efficient. They've spent less money on building a tunnel. Yeah. But the problem is the tunnel doesn't work. Because if a private company builds it, what ended up happening immediately is that they assumed that the market works and there's an equilibrium, that like the company wants to make profit. The best way for them to make profit is to charge cheap tolls so they could push all these people through and like we'll have a perfect functioning society. In the first like month of the tunnel being out, it was a catastrophe because they had insanely expensive tolls because obviously it actually worked out a lot better to pay huge amounts. So you have like
have one person driving the car through for $200,000.
Yeah, have 5 people in a tunnel. You don't wear down the tunnel.
Yeah.
It's perfect. You make so much money. It's like, it's the perfect way to do it. And the government saw that and they're like, well, fuck, we've paid for this thing that's completely useless because it doesn't alleviate traffic because there's like 3 people in this thing. And so they had to renegotiate the contract, which cost even more money. And it's just like, obviously private businesses aren't capable of doing this shit.
But then also when that shit happens, normally then to make up the difference, the
government
has to normally pay more to the private thing to be like, here's some money, lower your fees.
Yeah, you're making a loss. I understand that. I'm going to pay you more so we can just have people coming through this.
Which is the negative gearing logic.
Yeah,
it's the negative gearing logic again. Just cut this fucker out of it.
Yeah,
get this guy out of the fucking picture.
Job? What is his job? I don't understand.
I hate
his job is to make money off of government projects.
You've bought the right to be the standover man to ask other people, give me money. You've paid for the rights to be like, give me money.
I fucking hate this shit. It's funny. It's funny in how badly this stuff works.
Yeah.
Like but then it's annoying realizing you're a person who has to use these services. Like, I need to use this tunnel to get somewhere. Yeah. It costs $20 because the government's not doing its job.
As Richard Wolff would say, it's the biggest hustle since sliced bread.
It's bullshit.
Bullshit.
That reminds me of the LA Las Vegas high speed rail. What the fuck is that? I mean, yeah, it's so much funnier. You look to private business to deliver these things because it's more efficient. Yeah. And the conclusion is either they never do it because it's not profitable, or they make it profitable by making it not work.
I
You
know.
know, like it's
See, it's so depressing because I'm just thinking of all these examples of like, you know, the UK fucking trains is the same thing. And all of chat, you're all posting all these fucking examples. It's everywhere. It's literally everything. The same thing fucking happens. But every single day, another government around the world just starts doing the same thing. No one has figured out a way to do anything other than this.
Yeah.
This is the only logic. The only rationality
That's the
to
end of
move
history,
forward.
baby. We've capitalism's won. This is the only game in town. Same thing is happening in medical innovations. Drug companies get to charge whatever they want and maintain a trademark for years, even though when you follow the money, it's actually paid for by government grants and charities. There was an interesting paper tracking it for a recent tuberculosis treatment as an example. Yeah, that's so insane. Like, we provide all this money for this public good, and then just some random cunt just gets to like, he's like, oh, this is mine now.
Here you go. No, you better have it.
Yeah.
You'll do a better job than me.
I'm not efficient enough with this thing.
No,
I
I
made.
don't think I could do it. No, you're right. You should have it. Sorry.
It's just being cucked. It's being cucked.
Fucking
It's,
cuck government.
It's so bad.
Stand
Oh my
up for
God.
yourself.
But like, yeah. Ah, fuck this.
Let's
shit.
get out of Trump.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we're gonna get back into it. There's more of it coming up. I need to go to the toilet though.
Okay.
So if you can keep ranting. also, you can press that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go.
Okay. Oh. What the heck's going on there? Yeah, I think he had to put on a jumper. We've got a very cold bathroom, so you have to put on a jumper to go to the bathroom. Oh my God. How many times do you reckon he's going to shake, guys? How many times is he going to shake? Let's get your votes in chat. How many times he's going to shake? You shake more than 3, then that's just like you're masturbating at that point. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's masturbating. That's shit. He's masturbating. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness me.
What's up?
You shook way too many times.
I got a big penis. I got a big penis with a lot of piss.
Surely
there's a lot of piss
the bigger
inside that
you only
thing.
have to shake once because it will just continue
No,
rippling.
no, the bigger one, because the force of gravity like curves it in on itself. So there's lots of like pockets where piss can get trapped in the urethra. So you got to shake it like that, and then you got to like squeeze it down this way. And
Yeah, it's not a different shirt. We have a very cold bathroom.
Yeah.
He had to put on a jumper to go to the bathroom.
we keep the bathroom cold because we have this problem. Actually, I'm pretty sure everyone kind of does it where, let's say you go do a poo and then you're on your phone the whole time. And you end up sitting in the bathroom for much longer than you should, and it's really bad for you can get a fucking prolapse if you do it if you do it consistently for years. So we decided just to turn the aircon on really, really cold in the bathroom.
It's also to prevent George Costanza from taking off his shirt.
What is that one? What's that?
We don't want him taking off his shirt in the bathroom.
No, I don't know
so
that
we
one.
make it really cold so that you have to put on more layers. It's a Seinfeld bit. George takes off his shirt to go to the bathroom.
Oh,
It's the only time Mum has ever laughed at Seinfeld.
Wait, really?
She hates Seinfeld, but she like
This
she
is
was
our
watching,
Chinese mum self.
Yeah, she was watching it just with a scowl on her face. She hated it, and then that joke came up. She found it very funny.
Anyway, Milei is bringing prosperity to Argentina. This is the same discussion we've been having. We're trying to work out what an efficiency commission run by Elon Musk will look like for the American people, the American government. So this is a pretty good bet, right? This is a very radical economic manager that Elon Musk seems to like look up to. So Mario Naufal, of a great Twitter account, continues to defy. Oh yeah. Javier Milei continues to defy critics with an economy that has outperformed predictions, pursuing bold national security reforms, including aiming for a NATO global partnership. They already have that. They already have that in South America. It's called the fucking Organization of American States or some shit. Like whatever. Let him do it. It's all virtue signaling. It's all virtue signaling for like fascist dictatorships around the world. They want to show that they're on the right side. Double NATO, yeah. It's so good. Oi, we love Milei. I don't even know what the Argentinian national anthem is. Milei, Milei, Milei, Milei. Why does Argentina even need NATO? It's so strange. It's such a psycho move. Milei's aggressive cuts in public spending, deregulation, and currency stabilization have led to fiscal surpluses and reduced inflation. Because we all know that this is the most important thing, is a fiscal surplus. And what are they going to do with that money? Hand it out to their rich friends. Reduced inflation is nice, but again, we're going to get into an article about that. Despite previous concerns about his libertarian policies, Milei's leadership has strengthened Argentina's economic and international standing while rejecting alliances with blocs like BRICS.
Oh, you don't want to be part of BRICS.
No.
They got nothing going on.
No. What China? What the fuck's China? Or it's not like an unimportant country with a failing economy. His approach has garnered praise for boosting entrepreneurship. This sounds like it's whoever's doing the press releases for Milei on Fox News is just an Andrew Tate fucking Hustle University guy.
This can't
He's
actually
boosted
be
the
the Fox
entrepreneurship.
News. I wonder if this is actually the Fox News thing or this is.
Yeah.
Despite previous concerns about his libertarian policies, his leadership has strengthened Argentina. That's a fucking it's a North Korean thing to say.
Our supreme leader.
Our supreme leader knows
Milei.
everything. He's done
Yeah.
everything perfectly.
Oh my god, and he's so fucking ugly. But that's neither here nor there. That's just another
Yeah,
observation.
but this is what their version of inflation reduction looks like.
Yeah. So they made cuts in public spending. Very efficient. Very, very efficient. They were wasting money on guys like this. Who cares?
Except not wasting money on the guys in the background.
Yeah, no, that's where you should spend
They're
it.
good. The guys in the background, they're useful. The guy in the foreground, get rid of him.
Get rid of him. He's a waste of money. These guys, mate, money well spent. Shock therapy is pushing more people into poverty. They are creating more of these guys, though, which is not great.
I know,
If you
exactly.
don't like poor people and you want to kill them,
Yeah,
why
what
are
are
you
you
creating
doing?
so many of them?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, this is a lot of info. Oh, annual inflation rate of more than 200%. Oh, that's not him, right? Which ended in 2023. When did he come to power?
Other countries have such insane inflation.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like in Australia, we're freaking out over like inflation. They got to like 7% and stuff like that.
It fucking sucks.
In Turkey, the fucking inflation was like 90%. Fucking insane.
We had the most fuck shit in the 90s in Yugoslavia under sanctions. The inflation was going nuts. I think I have it downstairs in my room. There's like $1 trillion bill.
Yeah.
But that's like, it's just a normal banknote.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is that it's so fucked. So your money would inflate so quickly, or like whatever, the prices would inflate. Well, the prices stay the same. The money gets like crazier. No, the other way around. Never mind. The prices would inflate so quickly that between your like payday and your ability to go to the shops, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
And my parents were really lucky. My dad had he had a bank account with a checkbook, and that was like the perfect way to buy things. But the issue is that you fuck someone else over in that you write them a check for it, which is perfect because then they go to the bank with it, and by the time they go to the bank,
It's less.
It's less. Yeah,
You've reversed it.
yeah. A checkbook. Yes, that's exactly what we're talking about. But yeah, we were in fucking bread lines, and the parents would split up. So my dad would take like my sister and brother into one bread line to get the bread, and my mum would take me to get the eggs, and then you'd try to get a lot of them, and then you come back to the apartment and you start swapping with the other people in the apartment complex. It's like, oh well, this guy got the fucking oil, this guy got the bread, this guy got the eggs, this guy got this, and then everyone's kind of like, because you don't have the resources to stay in every single line.
Yeah.
And again, this is a product of capitalism, which I find really funny. Everyone always talks about bread lines for communism, and like the only footage you have of it is shock therapy in the 90s.
Yeah.
Is like the point that they stopped doing communism. Oh god. Anyway. They're not taking office. Milei devalued the Argentine peso by more than 50%, and already sky-high inflation rates ascended even further. Since then, the cost of gas in Argentina has roughly doubled. Food prices have risen by roughly 50%, according to official government data. Healthcare costs have increased at a similar clip. Imagine you're like waiting for surgery. You have this surgery that you need to do, and it just so happens that the president changes, and a day later you're like, oh wow, this costs twice as much. Insane. Yeah.
Poverty rate surpassed 57%.
What was it before that?
Argentina used to be a wealthy country. Like after the war, they were doing well. I think Buenos Aires used to be the Paris of known as the Paris of South America or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that. They're
Buenos
doing very
Aires,
well.
yeah.
Huge union membership as well, and they just got. Really
Oh, you got the
sweet.
sack shot as
yeah,
well.
I got the sash. It kind of blends in with what I'm wearing, so you
Yeah,
can't really
yeah.
tell. But yeah,
You're a real Peronist.
yeah.
Oh, so fucked up. This is what Elon Musk wants for America. This is the shining example of a really efficient government. Let's see. Starting this month, utility price hikes will combine with back-to-school costs to wallop families' bottom lines. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Predicting that the Argentine economy will contract 7.8% in the first quarter of this year. The International Monetary Fund, meanwhile, forecasting a 2.8% annual contraction. So even like the kind of cradle of neoliberal economics, the fucking World Monetary Fund, is watching you and being like, "Yeah, you're gonna get fucked."
But it's like the point of this though, like I think like the point of Milei and shock doctrine kind of thing. It's to the point of it is not to grow the economy.
No.
It's to change your mindset as to how you.
Yeah.
It's like stop thinking you deserve anything.
Yeah.
You don't deserve anything. We're going to rip everything away from you and go fight for yourself.
Yeah.
And then we'll go grow the economy after that.
But it's also like destroying the economy in that sense also just makes it ripe for, private interest to
jump in and buy everything up. Yeah.
So you got to do this kind of like degradation for a period of time until like public assets that, that were viable before this government came in are so cheap that you can buy them at rock bottom prices.
Yeah.
And then you make money from them because obviously they are profitable.
It's like a Trigger Buff, the Australian giant landlord. I think he owns Mirvac or something like that.
Oh God.
He has some quote where he's like, "I'm not afraid of a housing crash. Land's cheaper."
Yeah, it's great.
The rich don't give a shit.
No.
They just buy shit up.
Oh, I love that guy. I really
He's a Manchu Russian.
Oh, one of you dickheads.
Yeah,
Manchu Russian.
Manchu Russian.
Fucking Harbin.
That's it. He's from Harbin.
No, I was trying to think of a pun.
Ah,
Anyway.
keep Harbin on.
Yeah. The flag might get hot. Hot flag?
Fine, it's plastic. It's not actually neon.
No.
But thank you, Cherry Crocs. That's very thoughtful of you.
What are we looking at? Poll released at the end of February pegged his approval rating at 52%, higher than any other national politician. Okay. Well, that's great. Well, maybe it's a good idea. People seem to like being poor. That's cool. Argentinians have begun making concerned references to the 2001 debt crisis. Like that fucked Argentina. I remember I
don't know about that.
well, it's kind of like existed in 2001, but it kind of the shocks were just ongoing forever. I remember I went to Argentina in 2013 and you got an exchange rate, but no one wants the local currency. So if you come in with actual like American bills from overseas, so I took out US dollars at the bank here before I went there, and they'll swap it with you like on the black market for like much better exchanges than you'd get at an actual shop. So like the trick to traveling there, they always said bring in American money.
Well, I think that was one of the things.
You get like twice as much.
That was one of the things Milei did. He devalued the currency because it was like the official exchange rate was completely out of line with the black market one. And he's like, we're going to keep devaluing it until it's in line.
Yeah. That's just amazing though. Because I mean, obviously people rely on a stable currency to live. But yeah, it's insane. Anyway, that's what you have to look forward to. America. After the next election, you will have Elon Musk as a...
Enjoy it. Tell us how it goes.
Elon Musk will be your leader.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. He makes the economic decisions for the country, which is awesome.
Why isn't Elon Musk he's not born in America?
Oh, yeah. And he was an undocumented fucking illegal immigrant.
That's why you can't do it.
He was illegal for a while. You know that?
Yeah.
He was working undocumented.
That's sick. And now he hates migrants.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Because he's like, I assume they're all pieces of shit like me, and I don't want more of that.
They're
in the
not
country.
entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Do I have a book on geopolitics? I mean, I own books that
has he
other people
written
have
a book?
I should check it. Yeah, never mind. I won't open links like that. But it's also like he's failed at fucking everything.
Yeah, but he designs cool trucks.
I've actually, I mean, we don't see them in Australia.
No, thankfully not.
We went to America and saw them. They're much lamer in person.
Yeah, I'm
They're
sure.
really shit.
There was one here driving around the eastern suburbs.
Oh, really?
And there's fucking news articles about it. Be like, Cybertruck spotted in Sydney. Like, that's so lame.
Oh, God. I mean, he doesn't need to run for president. You know, he'd totally run for president if he could, but he doesn't need to. You know, he's going to be part of the government. He's going to be running the economy. It's fucking awesome. We don't talk about this. Another school shooting in America.
Horrible.
One of the youngest we've had.
Condolences to everyone.
Yeah,
It's
sorry,
horrible.
everyone. I thought the interesting thing was that their parent getting charged.
Good.
But yeah, whatever. Never mind. Again, he's talking about gun reform. Obviously, that's not going to happen. Okay, more Biden news. Hunter Biden pleads guilty in federal tax case after day of back and forth. Actually, this article, they're a bit cagey on the actual specifics of the tax case and what he's being accused of. A bunch of counts of, like, I guess, federal tax evasion.
Yeah.
Evasion.
Avoision.
But he was he's just really funny because, like, he was gonna fight it, and then immediately, like, I'm assuming the fucking president's PR team was like, we cannot have you fighting a case in the news. Just get it done. Say you're guilty. Just do your thing. Do your yeah. Wait, you need this in your mouth.
There was a really good thing. Where was I? Something talking about how he's pleading guilty to protect his family, doing all this, the pain that his family's been to. And I was like, this is exactly the same narrative of, like, Biden dropping out. He's this is clearly a sign that this guy fucking sucks. This guy's doing something wrong. Everyone's like,
Yep. He was the bigger man.
what
and
a selfless sacrifice.
yeah.
Good on you, Hunter.
But it's the same shit we're talking about. It's like the tax in these capitalist countries, much worse in America than it is in Australia. But here, there are so many legal ways to not pay tax.
Yeah.
Like,
what the hell was he doing?
They are giving rich people every fucking option to just pay zero tax at any turn. It's insane. And then why are you scamming the government out of tax? It's just like you're already like, poor people are already paying for everything you do.
Aren't they from Delaware as well? Where there's like, there is no tax.
Oh, really?
Isn't he?
How do you even scam it? Maybe he paid tax and that's the crime.
There's probably federal taxes and local taxes. I don't understand. But where does Hunter live? Does Hunter live in Delaware as well?
I don't know. Where did his laptop wind up?
They're from Delaware, yeah. He isn't a resident of Delaware. Fair enough. More like Cunter. Very good.
Anyway.
Cunter Sliden.
Oh, that's really good.
Thank you.
That's
I just came up with
really
that there.
good. You're a genius. This is fucking sick. We've had a lot of Democrat failures in this today's stream.
They're such fucking losers.
They suck. Well, they're not just losers. They're both losers.
Evil losers.
They're evil. Yeah. They're not offering an alternative to the evil guys. They're just really shit at also being evil. I love this shit though. California, lovely place. Love going back there. Beautiful. I love a nice socialist country.
Yeah.
It's
full on communist dictator over there. Dictatorship
which we
over there
like
here.
Which I really like.
And how is it? There's
it's a
bread
utopia.
lines, homeless people everywhere. Yes, that's what we like.
But he's no more Argentina. We're done with Milei. Anyway, I love this fucking article. It's so stupid. Governor Newsom seeks to harness the power of generative AI to address homelessness and other challenges.
But hang on, just before you go on, this isn't an article. This is a press release.
Yeah, press release. Yeah.
So this is them proudly saying this. This is the type of policies we're going to do.
Yeah. It's so funny.
This isn't someone looking into the nitty gritty and seeing about the evil shit they're saying behind closed doors. This is them proudly coming out and saying, we've got it, everyone.
Governor Gavin Newsom invites developers to create generative AI solutions for some of the most challenging issues facing California and its 39 million residents, including housing and homelessness. Are you a resident if you don't have a house?
I don't know.
It's a strange terminology, but it's just like, I guess you live in California.
You reside there.
Yeah, I guess so. You end up there. This is just so insane because, like, it's so obviously if you're a die-in-the-wool capitalist, you don't think there's a solution to homelessness because there's no profitable solution. So it's just like the instead of like dealing with doing things that are proven internationally in other countries to deal with homelessness, like in Scandinavian countries, like housing first policies and other things, like actually address homelessness.
Yeah.
That's off the cards. We can't do any of the stuff that actually works. So our only option is to use AI to work out how we could possibly do it.
But it's so fucking evil as well because this is coming after the pandemic when we know.
Oh, yeah.
We know what helps homelessness. You give them a home.
Yeah.
Give them a home, which we can do.
Yeah.
And then there isn't homelessness.
But it's also,
But no, we need to. This is very difficult. Very difficult. And it's
Yeah.
the same. Yeah, the same thing in Australia where poverty went down during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because the government was giving out heaps and heaps of disaster payments, and as a result of poverty going down, suicides went down, and all these horrible societal problems which we need to figure out exactly how to fix, they went down.
Yeah. Somehow we
Then
fix them.
the pandemic ends and we get rid of it.
Yeah. What?
And it all goes up again. And we go, we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. It's like this is
You do know what to do.
this is a deliberate creation of the system.
100%. And it's nuts because in America, I forgot what the figure was with homelessness when they because homeless people were vectors of disease under COVID. You isolate them, you give them a place to stay, and it reduced homelessness by a fucking like a third. Some insane number, an insane number that they actually like for the first time ever in America managed to tackle homelessness. And like it's weird because like on one hand, people will argue that you can't just give people stuff and spend money on it. What you're doing is spending money to turn people into productive members of society. Although homeless people are working a lot of jobs now anyway, but like but it's insane. Like you're only reaping rewards from it. Like it's apart from like the ethical reason to do it, it's also economically productive to fucking have people in houses doing jobs in like a secure environment. Yeah, it's so insane. But they don't want to do that, and the only solution is AI.
Yeah,
the same stuff that you can use to put boobies on on a politician or like show a hamster riding a surfboard. This is the thing that's going to solve our problems, apart from the stuff that's proven to solve these problems.
Exactly. It's like that's the most annoying thing about this technology idea. It's just like if we just need to come up with the right solution, we don't yet have it, as opposed to political will is stopping us from solving any of these fucking problems.
The issue is you don't want to do it.
We know what to do. There's people saying to do it, and we refuse to do it.
And like obviously like even a fucking child can see like the discrepancy between like houses that are empty, that purposely left empty for profit reasons by developers and who knows what other reasons as well.
Scarcity.
And there's literally houses already there. You don't have to build anything.
Yeah. You
just say, oh, here's a fucking empty house. There you go. It's insane. But you got to keep them empty because how else are you going to drive the price up for landlords and developers and all these other people, because they're very important to the economy.
I think like the homeless stuff it's so amazing the amount of like empathy needs to be removed to allow homeless to not be the number one issue.
Oh,
it's like when you walk past a homeless person, the amount that you have to like die inside to not just break down into tears and be like, crazy. This is the most horrific thing I've ever seen. The fact that we allow this, it's so totally destroying.
It's insane. But like the existence of homelessness is an like inoculation in itself. Because I know because you haven't been to LA.
No, I haven't.
Is crazy. Like it drives you insane. Like we always cut our trips early because like we get so depressed after like 2 weeks because you got these people struggling, having psychotic episodes everywhere. Like it's not even just like you see them a lot, but they're the only people outside. Yeah. Because everyone else is in cars.
hiding from them.
Yeah, hiding from them. And then as like a well-off person or even just like middle class, as a not homeless person, it's confronting to see these people. Yeah. And like the reaction from like an average housed person is to feel uncomfortable. Yeah. This is an unseemly like thing I don't want to have to look at. And like you're kind of forced to deperson them. I don't know what the right term is, to dehumanize them.
To shield your heart from considering their experience. Yeah. I'm not to sound too fucking preachy. But I used to help out at like a homeless street kitchen kind of thing, and I used to just come home from that furious every single time. And I kept thinking about this very, very simplistic narrative, but I would keep thinking about like, so there didn't used to be homelessness. During like the feudal times and stuff like that, there wasn't homeless people.
Yeah.
It was a very minimal thing. The beggars, the church would help them out,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like a massive widespread problem. And I always used to think about like when we started to switch towards capitalism,
Yeah.
surely like the first time a homeless person would have popped
People
up,
were like, "What the
everyone
fuck?"
would have been like, oh shit, okay, something's wrong,
Yeah, start
something's wrong,
again.
start again, hang on, this is not a good idea, everyone. But just for it to continue to go and just it's an accepted thing. I mean, it's obviously it happens
but I think-
gradually, but it's just like,
But I think you're on the right track though, because like it's not. I think that the difference is that the people seeing the homeless people aren't the ones being asked about whether we should do capitalism or not. Because it was a coup from the top.
Yeah.
Right. So like if we read Caliban and the Witch by
Yeah.
Sylvia Federici, which is the only book I've ever read or ever talk about. It's that. It's like you dispossess a bunch of people and create all these social problems so you can privatize land and create this new kind of commodity. These are the people making the decisions.
Yeah.
And like they don't even have to see the homeless
No.
people.
Well, I guess it's also the same as like what we were talking about with the shock doctrine and all that stuff. It's like, well,
You a cuddle boy?
yeah,
Good people. That's pretty good.
you know, it's like the shock doctrine, but like the medieval version, the early modern period.
the first
It is like, no, we're ripping all of this stuff away from you, and it's and part of it is to recalculate your brain as to how you're meant to interact with society.
What's really cool?
The book is Caliban and the Witch
by Sylvia Federici. It's really good. It goes through the witch hunts and
primitive accumulation and stuff.
Yeah. So like the overarching argument is that like there was potentially a revolution in feudal times to create a better system, and the emergence of capitalism is a counter-revolution. And one of its main and one of the main aspects is that they had to discipline women's bodies. So sorry, this is going to sound so fucking wanky, but oh well, you're here. So let's go through it. It's like you had traditional societies that all functioned in certain ways, which were like pretty self-contained, but they relied on the commons, which is like all the land outside that didn't belong to anyone, but everyone relied on for subsistence. And then capitalists started emerging, or like proto-capitalists or whatever they are, and they were like, I got to privatize this stuff. Like, this is going to belong to me. This huge tract of land that doesn't belong to anyone, that's going to be mine. And I'm going to use it for like a cash crop. And I'm going to pay people to work on it. And suddenly everyone in the villages didn't have access to this stuff. So their life couldn't function anymore. They didn't have wood from the forest. They didn't have water from the streams. They didn't have all this stuff. They couldn't survive. And so they had to start selling their labor instead.
Yeah.
So they became proletarians. They became part of the workforce. Anyway, one of the crucial bits in making this work, if you're a capitalist, is that you have to just kill hundreds of thousands of women. That's the thing, because like at a certain point they kind of had a lot of like the cultural knowledge of these smaller societies. Like as you're starting to proletarianize people and streamline their jobs, like you are just a person who picks tobacco.
Yeah.
Like that is your existence. Before that, you knew how to do a million things.
Yeah.
You are now this kind of person, and women had a bunch of roles.
Yeah.
Had a lot of things that they were doing within a society. A lot of like medicine. You know, you would heal people. You have like knowledge about all this stuff. Suddenly that became witchcraft, and and so like all the stuff you knew how to do is not your job anymore.
Yeah.
And you doing it is satanic. So you'd have to like burn these people alive. And once you burn enough women, then suddenly people realize that this is their role now. You are not. You're not doing medicine. You're not doing this stuff. You have to just create the workforce. Yeah. That's your only job in it now. We've changed the system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a great book.
Good book.
But now you don't have to read it because now I've explained it. Yeah. There was another book that I wanted to talk about, but I don't know. There's more viewers. I can just keep ranting about
people like us talking about
theories.
books.
There's another really good book that reminds me of this. Actually, very similar to Caliban and the Witch in that it deals with the enclosures. No, this is the enclosures were that was the first time land became a commodity. So they built all these fences around stuff. It became private property, and then everyone who relied on it had to become workers. They couldn't just be subsistence people. Anyway, with AI is very relevant because there's another book called what is it called? In the Age of Surveillance Capitalism by Shoshana Zuboff. So Age of Surveillance Capitalism by Shoshana Zuboff. And she's really cool in that I guess AI is actually quite relevant in that back in the day, at the start of capitalism, we had the enclosures, which we privatized land, and at the time, like no one thought that could be someone's property. You know, we had no conception of it. It was like I remember one of my dad's friends, one of his colleagues, is a gypsy from the UK, right? And his dad used to always get in trouble because he'd take his horse to graze on other people's land, and he could just not fathom what he was getting in trouble for. Because he's like, the police would come and be like, your horse is not meant to eat this grass, and he was just like, how is this someone else's grass? It's like, and he'd be like, is my horse not allowed to breathe this air, or like, is my horse not allowed to get this sun or stuff? It was just, it's so crazy. Like, this doesn't make sense. How is this someone's property? It doesn't make any sense. So what Shoshana Zuboff is arguing is that big data is the new. Well, okay, we've got to explain it a bit more. So you got big data, which is just sucking up everyone's information. All this stuff about you and your actions and stuff is all getting sucked up and funneled into very few hands. It's like there's a huge dichotomy. There's a huge inequality in the ownership of information. You've got like a tiny group of people that have all this information about you. They don't know what to do with it because it's really hard to, kind of impossible to read like billions of data points about a person. But through AI, ideally, the kind of goal is, which is going to make big data more profitable, is that AI is going to be able to read all this data and then be able to turn it into like an actual useful product. So, so if you can read all this data about me, because I'm always on my phone, I'm always like looking at stuff on the internet, they're going to know that at 3:01 p.m. on a Thursday, for some reason, I get really horny or something. Who knows what it is? It's something that I don't know about myself because I don't have that information. Like I can't access that, but they know, right? And when they reach this point where AI can probably decipher this stuff, they can guarantee that if they show me this specific thing, I'm going to click on it. Or or I get really sad at 7:03 every second Friday, and they'll be able to curate the perfect thing for me to click on. And sorry.
I was just going to say, what I find so weird about the big tech and the data and all that stuff is it's not like inherently productive.
No,
the same way, like land, for example, is when tied to agriculture, there is wealth to be produced. It is a productive thing, but it's like data is only productive through advertising and the possibility that you will buy something which is blah blah blah blah blah all this way down the line. So it's like it's like a commodification of the very, I don't know, it's like further down the chain, whereas land is the very beginning. The very beginning of production and all this stuff. Whereas you're marketizing all the way down the food chain.
Well, we've already privatized everything, money. So we're getting further and further along the. I don't know. Yeah, it is interesting. I think like the kind of, go back to Zuboff, the kind of big thing she's proposing about AI is that like back in the day, or like throughout all of human existence, just like up until the enclosures, we assumed land could not be privatized. It doesn't even make sense. It is just a inherent thing that belongs to everyone. It's crazy to think that someone could own it. It's almost baffling. Like what we're on now is like a new version of the enclosures where, because of big data and, if AI does reach a point where we can pass through it, people are going to be able to privatize more or less your decisions, I guess. They'll be able to know more than you know what you're going to do at a certain point of time and what your chances are of doing something, and be able to feed you stuff that will make you do it. And all throughout history up until now, we've thought of ourselves as these bounded, enclosed people with our own decisions and our own mindsets, and this is a chunk of us that's getting privatized, and we never thought it could happen, just like land.
It's not being privatized, it's being commodified. Because it was already private. It was you, the individual.
It was me. I was the one who owned it.
It was privatized. It's commodified. This wasn't like a public thing. It was something that existed outside of market spaces.
That's the same with land. Yeah.
But that's not.
So I think that's the kind of scary bit, in that, like, again, like when land got privatized, it changed the way we interact with everything around us, and our whole conception of ourselves and everything changed. This is the next thing that's going to change everything. It's just like we are not going to be the same kind of humans we thought we were. That part of us is going to be the market now. And and whatever's left of us is going to be us.
What's the name of that Zuboff book?
Oh, In the Age of Surveillance Capitalism by
In the
Shoshana
age.
Zuboff.
In the age of surveillance
I
capitalism.
exclusively read books written by women. That's,
Thank you.
they're very feminist.
You're listening to NPR, and we're talking with Alex Avulovic about what he's
About
been
the 2
reading.
books he's ever read in his life. He'll tell you all
So,
about
Alexa,
them.
tell us, capitalism in the age of digital surveillance. What's that like?
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. I remember this. I found it disgusting. Former US President Barack Obama also listed it as one of his favorite books of 2019.
Dickhead, you did all this shit.
Yeah, you made this happen. Which journalism researcher Avi Asher Shapiro called interesting, given that the book heavily criticizes the revolving door of personnel between Google and his administration, as well as his presidential campaigns involving surveillance data to target voters. I mean, like,
Oh yeah,
he's not a real person.
No, but that's the thing. It's like his Spotify playlist or something. Like, he doesn't listen to any of those fucking songs.
I don't think that man's ever listened to a song.
No,
that's not who he is, and that's not his spiritual purpose in the world. He is just a vessel for neoliberalism.
Yeah, techno-feudalism.
That's the only book Lucas has read. So
I only read Giannis. Yeah, I only like Greeks. You like the women, I like Greeks.
Yeah, I like women. Well, Greeks are the women of world history. So there you go. Or some states needing a beach badge. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, Giannis is a very good speaker. And he's also
hot.
He's good looking, so he's nice to look at. The annoying thing about his lectures is he's very good at saying exactly what's in his books. So like, it's a good thing if you don't want to read his books. But like, I used to watch it, like a lot of his lectures and stuff like that. I was like, this guy's sick. This guy's great. I love what he talks about. I want to see what he has. And then I got his one of his books and I was reading it. I was just like, oh, I've already heard all of this stuff. He's just repeating the same thing.
He is the complete opposite of Zizek, who like will only ever talk about the exact opposite of what he's written about.
Yeah.
Like he'd have like interesting books, although like really dense and kind of like really verbose and annoying. There's interesting stuff in there. And then when he talks in person, he's just like, I'm the dildo and the self-fucking machine.
It is the fucking machine.
Yeah.
And isn't that the perfect, the most beautiful form of a date? It is, we can get to know each other and the machine can handle all of that dirty shit.
You were so much better at the Zizek accent. My parents speak like Zizek.
Yeah, they do.
And I can't do the accent like you can.
It is exactly precisely the point. It is just like this.
What the fuck is this? They love it. You're very good at that. I didn't realize how good you are at Zizek. Oh god, I fucking hate that guy. I can't.
We've
stand
talked
him
about this,
anymore.
but I think we talked about this last time I was on.
Yeah.
I was like, I like him because I find him entertaining, and he does say some. I like the you don't like psychoanalysis and stuff.
It's fun.
I like when he talks about this shit. It's fun to think about and kind of go, oh yeah. He also says some of the stupidest shit in the world. So he's not like he's not like my thought leader.
No.
I enjoy hearing him weigh in on opinions.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. Oh. His books are unreadable.
I've never
I
read
gave
it.
myself
I've
an
never read it.
anxiety attack because I was using one of his books pretty heavily in my honors thesis. I got to points where I'm like sitting and reading. I think it was The Sublime Object of Ideology or something.
Yeah.
Fucking awful. I mean, awful but cool, but awful. But I remember at one point I read the same sentence like 19 times. And I remember putting it down and being like, I can't read. I don't know what the sentence is. And I started fucking freaking out. I had like a fucking panic attack because I'm like, how am I meant to do this thesis if I can't read? I don't know how to read anymore. And I'm hyperventilating. I go to the bathroom. I try to drink water. He fucking crushed me. It was the worst thing in the world.
I just wanted to say, Elf Lady 64. I want to read Deleuze and Guattari.
We're talking about rhizomatic
the
anti-Oedipus.
Anti-Oedipus. I want to read that next.
That's what I get with Truanon because I feel like Liz always talks about rhizomes. And I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? I hate that shit. It's so annoying. It's just like, because I know nothing about it, what it sounds like to me is just like saying the most general possible thing in order, like that fits into every single situation, but you just kind of like developed a word.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so confusing.
Yeah, you've talked about rhizomes to me.
I
don't
hate rhizomes. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
See, I really liked it. Do we want to keep talking about Zizek or should we talk about the news?
I don't know. People like the theory talk.
I really liked his Pervert's Guide to Ideology. I really liked him explaining ideology. stuff like that. I really liked it of being like, it's like a public. It was like the social psychology almost, which relates to how we understand ourselves, and that's ideology.
It is kind of fun. It felt a bit rambling though at times. You were just like,
I liked it.
yeah. I really like the bit where he's talking about perversion in the Catholic Church, where he's like, I think I'm gonna be butchering his actual takeaway from it, but it was really cool where like actually the longing for the desire is by if I'm gonna fuck it up so bad, but it's like by putting in these limits, what they're actually doing is promoting this desire, and that's like the main function of the church is actually creating this perverse desire.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't even know what I'm saying.
I
What am
like
saying?
like that psychoanalytical stuff.
Yeah, but like, what does it mean?
the
Can you explain it to
desires
me?
and
Oh god.
Yeah, I don't know. The Alexis, he says it's pseudo intellectual as well.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's hard because it's also like very monetizable within like this what is academia now. Like you're kind of incentivized to create new words, or like
I mean,
or
you're just focusing on the rhizomes rather than
yeah.
the other shit he's talking about.
Fucking Serb hates the real Croatian Catholics, which is Zizek, who is a Slovenian Catholic. Is that he criticizes all existing and historical movements on the left, says we need to invent some new forms of organizing, then doesn't process a single thing. Yeah, no, 100%. I think he's a charlatan. I think he's a fake guy, but he's just entertaining. I think is the most the most praise you've given to him.
He's entertaining, one, to like look at and do impersonations of, but also I do like when he starts going into that really crazy whack shit. I find it entertaining to just think about. It's like when you're talking to like a really fucking stoned out of his mind guy, and he's talking about like, whoa man, it's like the donut's like got a hole, and it's like the hole in your like it's like in your stomach when you're like hungry, man. And then you like have the coffee. Yeah,
that is precisely the point.
That's interesting. It is the donut is the hole in which is the hunger inside. Yeah, I like it.
But he's I think what I find really endearing about him, and really annoying as well, because I grew up with a million Zizeks. That's every fucking Serbian uncle. Yeah, they all have this like super theory of the world that's so esoteric and so like based on specific life experiences that only they have had, and everyone has one, and they're all at each other's throats about it. They all fucking hate each other's theory, and it's just funny because like one of these guys has been given a platform, and it's just like that's everyone's dad. Yeah, yeah. Tell my Serb dad, don't even. Yeah, there's a funny song. I'm not even gonna put it on. Doesn't matter. Never mind. Let's get back to the news.
Let's move on to the news.
Oh, let's exit the last one. This one I find really funny. I mean, it's tricky to talk about COVID. There's a lot of contention. Oh, you want to get some food?
Very hungry. I feel like I'm not going to be able to participate.
What do you feel like? Wait, I gotta send pepperonis. Oh,
that's what you're up for.
Okay. Well, let me talk about this.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell this is about. So this is all on you.
So I think it's really, really strange, right?
I got your back chat. I'll try to get ads off the screen.
Oh, no, I like ads. They're kind of funny. Okay, I'll order some food and then we can get back to it. What is it?
I better talk, shouldn't I?
Wait, no. Okay.
You do that, I'll talk.
Yes.
So COVID shots no longer free for uninsured. Is this Australia? No, this is ABC, America. So you guys had free shots.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's so un-American.
I didn't know you guys had free shots because we had free shots.
Yeah, but that's normal for us.
Yeah. And then now it's like you have to pay for it now unless you're like a pensioner or you've got some pre-existing health condition. I think.
They don't have the prawn ones anymore? Oh, well, do you want some of this instead? I wanted something a bit more ricey. Sure. What I think is kind of funny, like, look, I think COVID's a tricky one because I had a lot of friends that went a bit crazy, anti-vax kind of stuff, and like it's a weird thing. Like yeah, we both get the same thing. I'm vaccinated. I got it.
I'm vaccinated so many fucking times.
Yeah, I got 3. How many did you get?
I might have gotten 4.
Yeah, and I think like the kind of overarching narrative of like doing your part, like taking a risk on for yourself, in order to protect more vulnerable people. I think that's the motivation. But, you know, I wasn't completely sold. You know, I don't like big pharmaceutical companies, especially Pfizer and all these other guys. Like they've done really fucked stuff throughout history. Like I don't trust these institutions for profit. But at a certain point, it's like this is the only choice, and it's like an ethical choice. But on the same hand, I'm not gonna write off people who are anti-vax. Like I think there are legitimate concerns around any capitalist company trying to give you a healthcare solution. You know, that's whatever. But what I find really funny is that a lot of the anti-vax theories are so stupid. So incredibly stupid. Like, they're like a secret cabal that's trying to depopulate you, and you're putting this stuff, they're tracking you. I don't know, it's all insane. And I think it's so funny when you've like, it's like you've got that narrative, but then you've got the realities of capitalism where obviously they don't want to be giving this shit out for free. Like if it was like this weapon that they're using against the population, it's just like, it would be free. But obviously, no. It's a healthcare product. It's so funny. So obviously, it's in an environment like America, it's not going to stay free for very long.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go. Latest batch of COVID shots are out, but be prepared to pay up if you don't have health insurance. How many people are unvaccinated over there? Like, are people still looking for their first one, and now they have to pay for it?
Should I tell my talk about
how much you loved it?
How much I love. I really loved COVID, and one of the things I really loved about COVID. See, I'm a big authoritarian. Just like I've got an authoritarian spirit. I love the state doing shit because it just reminds me that the state can actually do things. And
no, that's true.
Like during
I like the mobilization of resources to tackle a shared issue. And
like, so in New South Wales, the way they did it in the early days was they at Olympic Park they set up a vaccination center, which was free. You just booked the day before and you'd come. And Olympic Park was an area built for the Olympics. It's all state made. It's all these wide boulevards to deal with massive crowds. And they then turned these into vaccination centers. So you catch the train out there, you're all masked up, you go in, and it just worked perfectly. There was long lines, but they moved really, really quickly. There was way too much staff, so that there was like staff in every corner.
They were just there to
telling you where to go. They were just smiling.
Chatting
it all moved really, really nicely. You sat down, you got your vaccination. Everyone was in a great mood, and then you walked off. And then you come back 2 weeks later, and you get your shot again. And it was just like, wow. When there's a problem which the government decides it needs to do something about, it can do
roll out the fucking red carpet.
It can just throw money at it, and it can be efficient.
Yeah.
It can actually do things.
And pleasant.
And it was very, very
apart
pleasant.
From how unpleasant it is getting fucking jabbed by something.
I don't mind that.
I do like needles as well.
I really like getting vaccinated.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being upgraded. It's like you level up.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like your talent tree.
Yeah, it's like
now I'm
going to skill into that. Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah. No, that is inspiring and also depressing because you look at other issues that could be solved this way.
Oh, like climate change.
Yeah.
Just like the amount of resources that could be thrown at and how nice. That's the thing as well, because when you go to hospital, it's a miserable experience.
Yeah.
All the workers
underfunded,
are so stressed out of their fucking minds. There's crazy people having a panic attacks and losing their mind in there, and because there's nowhere else for them to go. But no, this time when it needed to be done, it was in the interest of capitalism that everyone gets vaccinated and goes back to work.
Yeah,
they could do it, and it was pleasant.
Yeah, I love that. Oh my god, yeah, I remember just like the most insane conspiracies coming out at the time were like someone.
All your Serb mates had crazy.
Pretty much half the Serb community here in Australia moved back to the old country. Not because, but they had vaccine mandates in Serbia as well. It's just that Serbia cannot enforce anything. Yeah. Like, you can't do shit in that country. Like, you don't have to. Yeah, I remember there's some. It's not conscription, but you have to kind of show up to like an army thing, so they can just like document you, keep you down on the list for who knows what happens in the future. No one does it. I remember like I showed up there and as soon as I arrived, I had a letter in the mail and it said like, oh, Alex, you've got to come for this conscription checkup thing, and I was freaking out. I'm like, oh fuck, like I'm here on holiday, like am I gonna be in a war? Like what's happening? And then I mentioned my neighbors, and they're like, yeah, we get like 10 of those a day. You just throw them out. And they was like, what are they gonna do? Like, are they going to come here and drag you out of their house? Like, it's not going to happen.
There's no one in the army. There's no one to do that. No one shows up to conscription.
So I remember we had such, but also like the state can't enforce anything. It's the same thing. Like they had like a ticket system for buses where you're meant to like buy a key card, kind of like we have here. You buy a card that's like preloaded with money, and every time you go on a bus, you tap on and tap off. Every single bus in Serbia, the machines are ripped off. They're ripped off, and there's graffiti all over the walls being like, "Stop making us try to pay for buses."
Good. Well, that's a good approach.
Yeah, and then at one point, I remember I was with Alex. I took him to the old country, and we're on the bus, and the inspectors come on, and I'm an idiot. I'm like, look, I like to think of myself as Serbian, but in this case, I was very much a foreigner. In that they told me, they were like, oh, you didn't pay for a ticket, which I didn't. And I agreed. I was like, yes, I didn't pay for a ticket. And I went off the bus because they asked me to. And then we had to pay a fine, which was like $20. My family's ripping the shit out of me for weeks. Like old women be like, you're a man. You're a big man. How can you left the bus because they told you to? And it's like, my grandma was like, every time they come and tell me I didn't pay for a ticket, I scream at them. I say, this bus is hot and the air conditioning's broken. You should be paying me to be on this thing. What is wrong with you? Like, you can't let these people tell you what to do. You gave them money because they asked you to give them money. What is you're a pathetic, like, weak piece of shit.
When I was on in high school, I was on the train once, and I was hanging out with some lad friends of mine.
Oh yeah.
And none of us got paid. We all jumped the gates to get on the train. And there was a ticket inspector, and he came and asked for our tickets. And he was kind of my friend. He started arcing up and shouting at them, and he just kept shouting over and over, "Detective, detective!" Because I think he got like inspector. Because they're called ticket inspectors.
Oh, but he got it wrong.
He was like detective. He just kept shouting, "Detective, detective! You're trying to come on here, detective, detective!" And the guy's like, "Please, sir, you need to pay." And he, "Detective, detective!" Eventually, the ticket detective just walked away. So we got out of it. So that's what you should have done.
What I should have done.
You're such a bloody wuss.
Yeah.
You paid the fine.
It's so painful. Yeah, well, even here in Australia, like one of my exes ages ago, she would just like put on her headphones,
ignore them,
and be like, and pretend that they're pamphleters.
Yeah,
they give it. They go to talk to her. He's like, no, sorry,
no.
sorry.
Not interested. Not interested.
No. It's hilarious.
It's funny though, because it's like, I was just talking about how much I like the state and when the state does things, but at the same time, I like it. It's the dialectics, if you will.
Yeah, I love. You say Serbia's anti-vax, so we got some Serbians in here. There's actually a lot of them in chat now, which is awesome. Or just Balkans in general. But anyway, Serbia is so anti-vax. Like, it's funny because, like, I think individuals are anti-vax. The government was towing the line and doing all the kind of stuff. Like, you know, there were rules. There were curfews. There were only old people could go out in the mornings to get their shopping, and because they were vulnerable and they have like their own space to do it. And then it was a crazy system. But I find this really funny. Buses in Serbia be from World War II. They're all busted. This guy says, Brother Xi will give us electronic buses. Like soon.
Silken Road.
Yeah.
Road.
The Belton Road.
Belton Road, not Silken Road.
Every country is Serbia. When did he say that? Felix Chapo Traphouse, every country is Serbia. That's just a Serbian nationalist statement.
I was talking to one of your Serbian friends once, and he was trying to tell me that I was getting so annoyed at him. He just kept naming things that Serbia invented. And then I got so furious when he told me that the concept of a country was first used to apply to Serbia. That every country is actually framed by our understanding of Serbia.
Yeah, that's true.
The first country was Serbia.
We are the first. We invented forks. Did you know that one?
Fuck up.
That's a really big one. We invented forks.
Before
that, you know, these Germans, they think they're so civilized. Before Serbia invented forks, they were eating with their hands like an animal. Like, we invented forks.
It's really, and then the stupidest things is when they start talking about kebabs.
But the food is
wrapping meat in bread. You invented that, did you, buddy?
Australia is so much worse than that. Australia has barbecue as a national tradition. It's like cavemen didn't.
But we didn't invent. Does anyone claim that we invented it? No one claims that we invented it.
But it's
just
like, how can
part
you
of
have
our
that as a
culture.
national dish?
No, but the national dish doesn't have to be yours exclusively. It's just something that's kind of worked its way into your culture.
Oh, okay, Indigenous Australian, so it's fair, but that's also, I mean,
Open fires to cook food.
never mind. The one thing Australia has as a claim to fame, which is really nice, is that
Boxed wine.
there are but for barbecues, there are just public barbecues.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
They don't have that
Every
elsewhere.
fucking they don't have it in America.
Every beach just
every
has
beach, every
park.
public park will have like button operated barbecues.
Yep.
You don't pay.
You don't
It's
pay.
just completely state funded.
Just
You
come
you show up to the park
with your
raw
sausages,
with raw
your
meat.
steak, your boxed wine. You throw it on there.
And yeah, yes, public barbecue. Yeah, you just press the button. It takes a little while to heat up. This
Who
this
we
barbecue.
do? What you Americans?
Wait, who? Americans have public
People are saying
barbecue?
yes, we have those. We
I've
have
never
some.
seen one in America. Every single park in Australia has one. Whoa, okay, everyone's riding really fast. We have charcoal barbecues in America. Public charcoal barbecues? What you bring your? Oh, you mean you have like a fucking metal tin that you bring your own charcoal in and light
look
it?
up what these public barbecues look like. You
They're
guys
just
won't know what we're
pits.
talking about. Yeah, look up. Google our Sydney ones. Oh, you just gave away with the news story. Now you guys can get excited.
We have this shit. This is future barbecue
Look
shit.
at that. That's what we have.
Is it the propane tanks in there, right?
Yeah.
Propane tanks. You just press this little button here, and the propane tank lights up, fucking heats this plate on top of it. Let's see if we can get a picture of the actual plate. There you go. Wait, where's a close-up? This shit. That's the plate. Ideally, you'd clean it before the next person, but
people bring like mats. You can bring like
yeah.
Teflon mats. to
Teflon
put
mats,
on top
or
of it.
we just put aluminium foil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about having public barbecues. You have a pit, or you have like a what is essentially a trash can, like a metal can. You can put your charcoal in.
Which the homeless people put their hands over
Yeah,
like this.
yeah.
They tip a you can tip a trolley over a fire and have a public
Every
barbecue
single
as
park
well.
has this. It's the best. It is the best. It is the best fucking thing. You never have to plan. Like everyone can have a barbecue at the beach.
Mhm.
It's beautiful.
And you disagree that
Americans saying
barbecue
they
is-
have this. Wait, do they? Oh no, he's laughing at the concept. Americans have this. Yeah, they don't have them. And they are everywhere. This is amazing. That's what communists want. Yeah, that's so nice. It is beautiful, and it's so crazy because like I love talking about this or like going to America because everyone takes it for granted. Like you don't even think about this as like a public utility.
No.
It's just a thing that's there. It's a thing that you know is there, and you just go to a park and you just bring your meat, and that's all you have to do to prepare this kind of
I
stuff.
wonder when these started getting rolled out.
This sounds exhilarating.
Yeah, I wonder when these start getting rolled out.
When did Australia start having?
Is it just a New South Wales thing as well, or do other states have it?
Wait, what? No,
Not the
no.
first barbecue. You guys have
Oh,
had
here we go.
in
Australian
Canberra.
park barbecues. Icon in Australia and way of life. The original Australian park barbecue.
Tell us when, dickhead.
Over the past decade, public barbecue locations.
The
Way!
least historical thing in the world. Okay, cool. So we've all got it.
In Australia.
Good,
right?
good. I wasn't calling any states out. Let's just make that clear. I was inquiring. I'm not a very well-traveled man. But Quip is my favorite academic source.
No, I don't know
Look
how
it
to
up.
find
We'll
this.
look it up. I'll look it up for next time.
Okay, let's get back to the news. We've gone fucking crazy. We've gone crazy. Anyway, you got to pay for COVID now. Good on you. Some Lucas news. Mayor, you want to put on your beret and take your wine?
I've got the shirt for it as well.
Oh yeah. Wait, you want to grab the wine? Every stream we need.
Michel Barnier is our new prime minister.
After 7 weeks.
After a 7-week wait, which is actually a record time of having a new prime minister.
And 7 is
voted-
also the age of consent in France.
7 exactly.
Yeah,
It's 7 weeks. This was a record time in which Emmanuel Macron acted in unprecedented speed and haste. He acted with haste to get. I don't know how much you guys have been following the French elections. I've been following them very closely.
This is so fucked up.
Because I find France is really fucking interesting.
You love France.
Yeah, I find it's very interesting.
You're a Frenchophile.
I'm a Francophile.
Francophile.
That's correct.
Which I thought everyone in the
love
country is a Francophile.
Francisco Franco. I love him. I'm a Francophile.
I love the Generalissimo.
So Macron called these snap elections like a couple of months ago,
June,
3 months
maybe?
or so now. And it was a very, very interesting call because his party had just lost the lost big in the European elections. And
To who? What had happened?
so the right wing got the most amount of votes in France. And then he called this snap election on the same day. And it was very much kind of like, what 4D chess move is he trying to do here?
Like I'm very unpopular.
Yeah.
I want to shake up my my standing now at the worst possible moment.
Yeah. So there's the two main theories that I understand is that either he expected the right wing to win this election, and then some sort of right wing person would be getting in, and they call it inoculation theory.
Yeah.
So it's the same as kind of vaccine theory, and the idea is
I'm gonna get some food.
So the idea is that the right wing come in, but he's still president, so the right wing don't have total control over the country, and then the French public becoming exposed to RN and the right wing would then mean they're no longer outsiders, and that they no longer have that claim to fame that we're outsiders, we're going to do everything differently because they've been in now, and they'll lose some of their appeal. The other theory, I think, was an exercise to discipline the left of being like, oi, dickheads, you better vote for Macron's party, otherwise you were going to get the right. Stop playing games, stop going off and thinking you can do things yourself, come in and vote for us. Anyway, the result of the election was the group that got the most votes was the left-wing groups, the coalition of LFI, the Socialists, the Communist Party, and the Greens. And normally what happens, whichever group gets the most votes, they then get picked to be prime minister. Instead, Macron didn't pick anyone to be prime minister. He said, we're going to wait for the Olympics to be over, and then we'll pick a prime minister. What he's done now, after 7 weeks wait, which, as I said, is unprecedented, is to pick an election, to pick a prime minister, he chose a right-winger. He didn't choose someone from Le Pen's party. He chose someone from the old classic, the old centre-right group, and he's picked them to be prime minister. So the question is basically, what the hell are they going to be able to get done? Because what's this coalition actually going to be to bring in anything? And we don't really know. But I think Macron is such an interesting example of somehow being hated and like no one actually likes him, but he continues to be in power. He's so good at just keeping everyone pissed off at each other, but not letting anyone actually formulate an opposition against him and managing to stay in charge. But I don't know if he's in charge in terms of being able to pass policies or run things. He's just like in charge, probably at the executive level, able to do things. And he's just like jumping on top of sharks. They're trying to nip him, but he's still up there. He's very, very good.
But this shit's weird because how many votes did this Prime Minister's party actually get? Like 3% or something.
Yeah, the Les Republicans got tiny. So they were like, and also they're in a complete shit show as well, because I think their lead candidate announced that they were going to go along with RN, the far right party, and then his party kicked them out. And they're like, no, we're not. How dare you endorse us and put us in line with the RN? And then they've picked them to be in charge. So it's pretty cool.
It's not cool though. It fucking sucks.
I don't know. I like Macron just because he's like a politic. He's actually
you
like
you like the art of politics.
I like the art of exactly. He's got the art of the deal.
It's
It's the art of war.
Yeah,
He's very good.
You remind me of my my great uncle, I guess, my granddad's brother. He was like a hotshot local politician in like a small town in Serbia. And he just loved politics as like a vocation.
Yeah.
Politics as a skill. And so like he had his own political convictions, but he also just loved Deng Xiaoping.
Yeah.
Not because he liked any of his policies, but he just loved the fact that you had this guy who during the Cultural Revolution was like a D person. Like he was fucked. Like he was the bottom of the bottom. Everyone hated him. He was just on the losing side. And then somehow, bit by bit, little coalitions, little friends, little things like all around, like slowly just becomes the leader of the country.
Too hard to eat this.
Yeah, I don't know how we're meant to do this. This is a bad choice. Although I feel like if we have the meat in the juice over here, and then we just like...
Okay, I'll do that. But you need to talk, so I'll keep talking. You have a little bit to eat, and we'll swap.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like. Alexa knows all about this, and I wonder you might start screaming at me if I mention his name. LBJ.
Oh.
I've been reading the Caro books on LBJ, and they're so fucking good. And part of why they're so fucking good is just this guy's a fucking master at politics. He's a master at keeping different sides off each other and like knowing exactly when to pivot to gain power. And I feel like Macron is a little bit like that. I don't know as much about Macron, but like, yeah, he seems to have it of just like, he can just play people off each other, and he knows power. He knows who he needs to cozy up to. But unlike LBJ, Macron hasn't done anything good with that power. Because LBJ did do some interesting things, but Macron hasn't done anything. Macron's like on the center right. But it's just these other center or centrist politicians and these neoliberals, they also just fucking suck at politics. They suck at politics, as we're about to get to.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Everyone hates them, and they normally get voted out straight away. That's what's going to happen in Australia. I think Albo is going to he's going to lose this next election because he's so shit. But they feel like they need to not be too radical, otherwise they'll lose the election, and they end up losing the election anyway. Macron knows how to be hated and how to stay in anyway. He's very talented. I like him.
Well, we'll see what happens. You know, I mean, when's the next election?
20.
When's the actual presidential stuff?
27, I think. No, they get 5-year terms. It's like 28. It's ages. Because they just had one, didn't they? Last year.
God.
I think it's 28. Is it 2 years? It's 20. Is it 26? I don't know. God, why does anyone listen to me?
Things shifting to the left in Australia? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's getting really bad. And there's like a ostensibly left-wing party in power, but we'll get to that. But first, we have the original Australia. UK. Oh no, do I not have? Oh no. No, it's okay. But I need your help with this, Lucas, because this was your article.
Everyone hates Keir Starmer. Everyone hates Keir Starmer.
Good.
I think it's very, very, like it's this ridiculous because you can't even call the Labor Party Social Democrat anymore.
No,
they're like centrist. They're completely centrist, neoliberal.
Well, it's kind of like Labor in Australia.
Yeah, they're not even Social Democrat.
Yeah,
and like they win elections by just waiting for the Tories to shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
And they do it over such a long period of time. They're always in for such a long period of time, and they fuck everything up so much.
Yeah.
And then they win elections by that
temporarily,
and they come in and they have absolutely no mandate. They've brought in they've built no appetite for any alternative policies. They come in and then they do shit stuff just the same. Like the first thing he did was cut payments to like child poverty things. There was like now if you've got 2 kids, for every other kid after 2 kids, you no longer get more money for the like your welfare payments or something like that.
Awesome.
Yeah, Kid Starver, not Keir Starmer. And there was some shit, I haven't even looked into it, but just this cronyism. He picked some former Labor person to be head of a government departments, and now the polls are in. Everyone hates him. It was like he had like a 26% drop in approval rating since the last time they did it. And it's just like, he's in now for like 5 fucking years. They don't have another election for 5 fucking years, and they already fucking hate him.
That's
Like, it's
insane.
going to go so fucking bad.
I just think what kills me about him is that, like, at least the UK was one of the only countries with an actual alternative. You know, they had Jeremy Corbyn.
I know,
who, like,
that's the sad thing.
that's the thing. It's like, it makes you hate him so much more because in other countries you have bad politicians, but there's never an alternative.
Yeah.
And this, like, you actually had a potential to have someone who could do something.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was you guys. The UK has such a crazy system with the 30% of the primary vote, but because of your stupid fucking first past the post system, he got what? He got like a landslide win. It was like the Labour. They got a huge majority. And yeah, but no one actually likes him. So it's like, I don't know what they're meant to do going here. And someone was saying, yeah, they can get rid of him, but the whole Labour machine has spent the last fucking how many years trying to root out any element of Corbynism.
Yeah.
And backing this guy. So
like,
even if he's not there, this fucking decrepit Labour Party is going to be there, and they do not know how to deal with people hating them, and they do not know how to be popular because they refuse to do any actual
they don't offer
positive
anyone
change.
anything.
No.
They are just seat warmers for when it's the turn for the Conservatives again to spend another fucking decade fucking shit up. It's insane, but there's one nice thing about it, right? And also, like, I understand. One nice thing about it is that even people in the party hate him. So, the news from like 2 days ago: Keir Starmer's entire cabinet forgot to wish him happy birthday at this morning's meeting. He's beautiful, especially for a guy who does cronyism. You know, if he's in trouble for like getting his friends positions of power, and they're just like, "Yeah, fuck you."
They don't even like him.
Yeah, fuck you. I don't care. I don't care about the power. What are you talking about?
Do you reckon he was like sitting there thinking about it?
Well, who did this press release? How was this even in the news?
Maybe it was
If no
one
one-
of his staffers. Maybe one of his staffers knew it was, and they sat there and watched.
No
the
one
whole
wished.
cabinet refused, ignore, and forget that it was his birthday.
Absolutely insane. Good. I don't think a guy like that has a birthday though. I think he's just born in a suit. He's like he congeals. If you leave a suit out for long enough, this life form will congeal and form inside it. Like, to be fair, I assumed he was never born.
No, but like, do you think he was thinking? You know how like when you get a haircut or something, and you go to a party and no one mentions that you've got a haircut, and you're just kind of thinking they're being like,
And you're like, I'm
"Oh."
going to write a press release
You're
about
like,
this.
when's someone going to say nice haircut, Lucas? Nice haircut.
Yeah. By the way, nice haircut, Lucas.
Oh, no. Chat was all saying. He was sitting there being like, oh, maybe it's going to be like a surprise party thing. Maybe like the balloons are about to fall out of the thing. And
So awesome.
I'm going to walk out to do my next press conference. There's going to be a big giant cake with a kid in it for me to do unspeakable things to. Probably what he's into.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely. He's an English politician. Anyway, you know, there's a silver lining to every cloud. Every cloud has a silver lining. Whatever they say. You know, at least he's sad and he has no friends. that's the best you could hope for. That is the peak, the kind of eclipse. What do you call it? The horizon of left-wing politics today is that, like, there's nothing you can do about the policy. Everything's gonna be fucked. You're just gonna hope that they get slighted on a personal level.
They're not enjoying it.
Yeah.
That was the good thing about Rishi Sunak. I mean, he's not left, but I liked everyone just talking about like, he is waiting to lose this election. He just wants to go back to America so fucking bad. He hates being.
It's nice
Prime
having
Minister.
a fucking job where you make lots of money. You know, this shit's a waste of time. I want to show you this stuff. So, anyone who watched the last stream will be familiar with this, but there's been new things dropping in Slave Talk, which I didn't know existed. I don't even know how I fucking got this suggested to me, but this is the craziest video I've ever seen. I want to show Lucas because he wasn't there last time. A Jat Sikh uncle inspecting his farm and giving guidance to his Bahari workers. We are all one. Respect all humans. So this is like an uplifting.
I like the Sikh.
Yeah.
Is this going to be Sikh slander?
Yeah, this is Sikh slander.
Okay, well, I like the Sikh, so
I don't think you're gonna like this guy. Okay, here's a Sikh uncle, inspecting his Bahari workers.
what's Bahari mean?
I think it's a caste. Actually, I didn't even look it up. Subgroup of Indo-Aryans who speak Bahari languages. Bahari people can be separated. It's an ethnic group, not a caste. Okay, so there's The three main integrating groups. They're also
Yeah,
further
he
divided
did-
to variety of heritage.
So
okay,
they did
different
watch
castes.
this recently. He just knows I like Sikhs, so he's trying to.
We watched recently. No, but there's another.
besmirch
There's a new slave talk that's come up. Anyway, watch this. It's a fucking great video. He's got like a metal rod. You like this guy?
He's cool. Sick.
Sick. I think it's awesome, and he's got like the colonial like Jeep or whatever the fuck that
Yeah,
vehicle
Jeep
is.
or tractor.
No, it's you'll see it from another angle. It's yeah. So it's fucking sick. It's just like
What's wrong with that video?
well, you've got a guy of one ethnicity with workers that are exclusively part of another ethnicity, and he's walking around with a cane and inspecting them while they do
No,
work.
he's giving them guidance.
Oh, true.
And maybe it's not just guidance about like how to work on his field. Maybe it's
Like
guidance in
life
terms of
guide.
like, yeah, what's up, guys? You having trouble with a girl?
There's a slave owner fan cam. What could be the issue here?
I don't understand. We've got a cool, fashionable boss walking around, talking to young guys,
Giving you
giving them
guidance.
help.
I didn't see him talk to anyone.
The guy, he just stands there. Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't talk.
But there's more. There's
No, but it's like you know how we're always talking about how if we don't look after young men, and like if we don't give them something, then the right wing are going to grab them. Like
Yeah.
we need to talk to them. Older men do need to kind of give them some guidance and all this stuff. We're watching this happen, and we're slamming it. Do you want Jordan Peterson to get to these Bahari workers instead?
Yeah, true. Then he needs to be given meaning, and that meaning is being inspired by your Sikh uncle boss.
I think his
But-
advice would be much, much better than Andrew Tate.
But anyway, there's a lot of Bahari worker talk going on. There's this one as well. A Bahari brother trying to impress his master with his singing skills. We should be laughing. This is fucking. It's just a weird TikTok world.
What's annoying is that this is actually impressive, and this guy
does not give a shit.
So
Okay,
he
what's the justification for this?
He
TikTok?
clearly likes this
His
older
master,
gentleman.
yeah.
He's trying to impress him. But also, you say master. Is it something like he's
Singing instructor.
He's a singing master. He's a master. He's gone through the ranks. He was a journeyman singer.
Yeah,
Then he was an
yeah.
apprentice singer. Now he's a master singer.
Slavery will fix the male loneliness problem. Yeah. All these directionless, alienated men are finally going to have a purpose and a community. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
They need community. They get to all fucking chat together.
It's a sensei. This is his singing sensei, and he wants to be upgraded through the guild ranks of singers. But he's a stern sensei.
He doesn't give out praise often, but when
No.
he does,
Yeah.
then you know it means something.
And also, the praise is going to be something really subtle. It will just be something like, done well.
Yeah,
And you're going to be
yeah.
like, wow, he never says anything. He just walks out of the room normally.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's a stern, strong relationship.
Yeah, slave's
As-
got talent.
He's not giving out participation trophies and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm not scrolling. Why do I scroll? I always want to scroll. I feel like we're going to get banned on Twitter, on Twitch as soon as you start scrolling Twitter. Oh, well, what are the chances? We're on Serbian news. What are the chances? How cool is that?
That's good. Now I can eat.
I want to eat. I don't want to do Serbian news.
Well-
I'm looking at the rest of them. Every single thing is me. Oh, no. That's you? Okay, good. Okay. The Serbian news. This stuff is great. And it's also a good segue into Australian news. Because this is a merger of Australia and Serbia, much like my life. So they discovered a lot of lithium in Serbia around the Cer mountain in, where's that? Western Serbia. Very important place. That was the first victory in World War One. Was a victory for the Allies when the Austrians invaded Serbia. They came up the mountain. We pulled back, let them come up the mountain, and then fucking charged down the mountain at them, pushed them out of Serbia across the Drina River.
Good work.
First victory of the whole war was an Allied victory of Serbia against their colonizers, the Austrians.
Yep.
Beautiful. Beautiful. There's all songs about it. It's the best thing that ever happened. Anyway, there's lithium in this mountain now. So what's it called? Fucking Rio Tinto, which is an Australian mining company.
Is it Australian?
I think so. Yeah. Global Mining Group, British Australian Mining Group. Rio Tinto, very funny, Red River, which is crazy because that's not. Look, I'm not a biologist. I'm not a ecologist. From my understanding, rivers are meant to be blue. And if a mining company,
at best brown,
yeah,
at
brown
best
is
brown.
fine. A mining company that's priding itself on making rivers red. That seems like a red flag to me. That seems like a red river to me. There's something wrong with that. Anyway, British Australian company in Serbia, they want this contract, or they've gotten the contract. It's a bit of a fucked up back and forth. Anyway, the Serbian government wants to give it to Rio Tinto, or has given it to Rio Tinto, and there were massive protests 2 years ago. They're still ongoing, and they were like vaguely successful because obviously. It would be nice if they did something like the Bolivian model, where you have this resource that you can export, and it's very valuable. It's kind of the cornerstone of the green revolution around the world. Of like, you know, they need lithium to make batteries, so you can have electric cars, and we can get past climate change, whatever. That boring stuff. You suddenly find lithium, and it's like all kind of minerals, but especially lithium. It's dodgy to mine. You know, you create all sorts of environmental issues, and also you have to clean it, which will poison rivers and do all this horrible stuff. But you know, if it can be nationalized, you can do this horrible stuff. But you know, make sure it's regulated, make sure it doesn't affect people as much as it can, and also invest all the money into public infrastructure and different things that you'll benefit off of. Serbia's not going to do that. Because they're not a very strong state. So that money, I'm sure some Serbians are getting the proceeds of what's going to happen, but that's probably 3 people. And the rest of it is just completely fucking up and poisoning a country to extract this thing and give it to the West. It's very sad. It's very sad. Bolivia was able to do it properly, and they had to go through a coup. And a Western-backed coup and a fucking year of this horrible right-wing government until they were able to get back into power and keep their resources for themselves.
Do they have a lot of lithium?
Yeah, I
big-
think it's the
lithium
biggest one in Europe. Maybe Germany has the biggest one in Europe, but it came out of nowhere.
Don't we have
I
biggest
think
lithium?
I don't know.
I think we've got the biggest lithium deposits. I
Um,
don't think we mine much of it.
yeah. It's a big new thing.
Someone in chat, tell me, do we have the biggest?
We could also look it up on Google. But yeah, it's crazy. So it's this big new resource, and you know, Serbia's a dodgy place. You know, if the government wants to push through something for a private business, they have more resources at their disposal than a normal, than maybe like a Western government. So like, you'd be protesting
Organised crime, and
So you're protesting this lithium mine, and then people show up in balaclavas and beat the shit out of you, and it's like, you know, it's not very nice. That it makes it quite hard to protest these things. But what also makes it hard is that Rio Tinto is a fucking massive company with lots of money, and recently they I don't know if they got in trouble, because how does a company this big get in trouble? But people are at least talking about something that's happening. Fresh controversy after scientists affiliated with a mining company, Rio Tinto, called for the retraction of a paper that claims the company's exploration drilling has caused environmental contamination. So scientists has researched different places where Rio Tinto has done work, where obviously, because they're a company that wants profit, they cut corners to save money, and some of those corners you might cut is just like throwing your waste into like a community's drinking water or all sorts of things.
Wait, so the scientists who work for Rio Tinto are calling for another paper to be pulled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're exerting their influence as like a super rich company to essentially pull scientific articles from publication that mess with the profits of the company they work for. It's fucking crazy. It's so horrible. It could start operating as soon as 2028. Would meet most of the European Union's demand for lithium.
Wow.
A key component in batteries for electric vehicles. It's crazy, but it's interesting with the Serbian protests, because I think obviously there's a mixed thing. Like some people, a lot of people just don't want it at all. Right? There's no acceptable level of environmental catastrophe that would justify this. You know, that's I think that seems to be the main push of protesters, but there is also a contingent that's just like, we'd like to do this, but the government is not offering a way to do it that actually benefits the people of Serbia.
You often find that as the case, though. Like, there's a correct revulsion to the policy that's coming, but often the articulation of it comes from an incorrect position. It's often hard to be like, how much you.
But I think, but again, if
they're right,
but also if you're a strong enough group of people and you can keep this pressure up, you could just stop the mining from happening altogether.
Yeah.
Like, it is a possibility in some world that they leave the resources in the ground. I don't know if that's I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. You don't want to be the guy who lives next to the mine.
No.
So I don't know. Also, there was a really this is bringing it into Australian news, which we're about to move into. There's a very cute solidarity between the Australian Indigenous community and the Serbians, in that at the point a couple of years ago when the protests were at their peak about this lithium project in Serbia, they were like, we can't trust Rio Tinto. Look what they did to Yukon Gorge. And if you don't know Yukon Gorge, is that what it's called?
I think so. Yeah.
It's like that. Yukon.
It was indigenous sites in Western Australia, which Rio Tinto blew up.
So this is 46,000 year old historical site, essentially, for the local indigenous community. 40,000 years. Like, I can't grasp a continuous cultural site that's lasted for that long. That's just that's an absurd amount of time. That's the history of humankind. Like, there is no coming back from this, and they just destroyed it because they wanted to.
This should be a fucking crime against humanity.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like I can't even fathom that we've been around that long.
No.
That's crazy to me. And the fact that we have like material examples of our history.
They apologize. Everything Rio Tinto came out and apologized. They should be in fucking jail.
What's sick as well? One of my friends worked for a oh no, it wasn't that. Anyway, no, they also have indigenous art in the foyer of their headquarters, which is all because they care, and they care about representation and culture and all these things. It's fucking crazy. So they obviously it's so clear cut. Like, you don't even have to have these examples. It's very clear cut that a company that takes shit out of the ground for profit and doesn't pay taxes, they are pieces of shit who will do anything to bring the bottom line down or bring it up. What's the bottom line? No, down.
Bottom line
is expenditure or is it profits?
I don't know. To make the bottom line. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a businessman.
But anyway. So obviously they're gonna fuck your shit up. They're gonna do everything they can to make life as unbearable as possible if it means that they can squeeze out an extra $1. And here's an example of that. And it was just sweet. It was just sweet to see Serbians being like, look what they did to the Indigenous Australians. That's what they're gonna do to us. Which is completely true.
Because just like the Indigenous Australians, Serbians are the oldest continuous culture in the world.
Yeah, exactly. And where we invented the yadaki, the didgeridoo, is actually a Serbian instrument. I think Indigenous Australians are actually genetically related to Serbians.
Serbian, they came from Serbia.
Yeah.
There used to be a land bridge from here to Serbia.
Serbia to Australia. They were the original Serbs, and Kuri, which is a indigenous nation in Australia, is actually has its roots in the Serbian word. I'm not
helping you out.
I got nothing. Never mind.
Show me the tweet.
What tweet?
The Puglisi.
Oh no, it's really bad. This is gonna make you cry.
Oh, what?
If we haven't hated Labour enough.
Oh, you said it was good.
No, it's really bad. It's really, really bad. So anyway, these Australian companies fucked. They're fucked, and they're gonna fuck up Serbia as well. But you're gonna love Leo. I mean, you love Leo.
I love Leo Puglisi.
I feel like our international audience doesn't know about Leo Puglisi. He is the greatest asset to Australian media we've ever had. How old is he? You would be able to explain this better than I can.
He's like I I think he's like 16, 17 now, but he
he's
started,
been gone for a while.
when he was like 13 or something like
Yeah.
that. I sent him a tip the other day.
Mm.
I forget what it was. It was some breaking news story, and I sent it to him, hoping that he would make a tweet based on my information. He beat me by like 15 seconds. Let's see, what was the tip I gave him?
And what he does, he's a high school kid on Twitter. Like, started when he was 13 and made his own channel, Channel 6 News.
Yeah.
And he just like, well, I mean, it was kind of cute. It was like a kid cosplaying as a
He's not
news presenter.
cosplaying.
Well, that's the thing.
He's not cosplaying. He is a news presenter.
That's the thing. Like, he seems like a kid who's cosplaying as a news presenter, but then you realize he's just doing news.
Yeah.
Like, he's just doing it and doing it really well. And
He interviewed Scott Morrison.
that's the thing. Over time, he just like blew up. And now he's like, I think he's like for me, at least, the main source of news in Australia.
Yeah, I think he's great. That's why I get a lot of news up.
Yeah. He's just
And
amazing.
he's really funny as well. He always, every election, he always says, I'm not voting. He'll be like, I'm not voting for Scott Morrison. I'm not voting for Albanese.
Yeah.
And people will get so angry at him in the comments. They'll be like, you have to vote for Albanese. It's the only thing that will present the Conservatives. And then he's like, they don't know I'm a high schooler.
Yeah. But also, he's like at school, and so like on his breaks, he'd be like, "Oh, sorry, can't respond to this fucking political argument," or like, "You're trying to verify my news. I can't do it. I've got history class."
I've got geo.
Yeah, I've got
I'm
geography.
I'm in geography right
I'll
now.
let you know in an hour.
Yeah, and he's like, did Biden seriously step down when I'm working on my history assignments?
He is so fucking good, and he just keeps getting better. But this thing's fucked. This is the most fucked thing. We covered it last week. Refugee killed himself by self-immolation in Australia to protest detention.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, this is the craziest thing you'll ever see. So,
Do you know who Sam Lim is?
he's just a Labor politician.
No, so he got elected in last time. It was completely unexpected that he would just win. He's a policeman who came over from Malaysia as, I think he might have been almost as a refugee. And when in Malaysia, he worked for a dolphin sanctuary and he looked after dolphins.
Oh, I've seen this
and
guy's
after
story.
he got, dolphin trainer, after he got voted in, there was all these stories about how cute he was and how nice he is.
He is the biggest piece of shit. Like, I can't believe this. This is fucking crazy. So a refugee sets himself on fire. Obviously, he's really unwell, but also wants to make a political statement. Refugees are treated really badly, like most countries. They're in indefinite detention.
Yeah, he came over here when
which is illegal.
He came over here when he was a kid, and he was not granted any permanent visa for 13 years. He'd been here with no permanent visa, and Labor is currently, Labor's currently going really hard on immigration and showing that they can take it really seriously. And there was, people think that they're about to be deported any second now.
Yeah.
And it's such a difficult process to challenge when you get hit with it.
Oh yeah,
So
because you don't have
it's
any
a
resources.
Absolutely horrible state to be.
You're in this weird limbo.
You're a
where
stateless person.
Yeah, and you can't even, like, there's rules around how much you can work. Like, a lot of times you can't work. Like, it's crazy. You've got nothing. But then this fucking guy who's like Labor as well. It's meant to be like, vaguely center left. Maybe pretend they care about these people. Says the most batshit insane thing I've ever heard.
Last week we lost 2 lives. We don't want to lose any more 1 life here.
Oh, okay.
So
Talking about lost life, okay? If you can live for the last 12 years or 13 years in such a suffering state, why you want to take your life? Why? If you can sustain and live, you should have a strong energy to carry on. And you are under a good government. Just need to let us know.
Jesus
What a
Christ.
dumb piece of shit. What a fucking imbecile. How does this guy tie his own shoes? Fucking so stupid. It's just like, in what world is this a reasonable thing to say?
He's a cop.
It's just like,
He's a cop.
yeah.
He's a cop.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's a
it's
cop.
actually baffling that someone can think like this. You'd be like, the real question here is, why the fuck? Like, this guy was doing it for no reason.
We're here. The state is here to help you. What are you doing?
And you've survived brutality for
Come on.
13 years.
Stop bringing
Why
this.
now?
Stop bringing this on yourself. Are you going to behave? You're going to calm down?
Yeah.
Every single cop has this mindset.
Yeah. I love the comment like, look, you've already dealt with this trauma for 13 years. Why today?
Yeah.
Why did you do it today? Why couldn't you take another 13 years of fucking unbearable trauma? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, why?
But also, it's like he's pissed off that he's
someone would
having
do
to
it.
defend it.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
having to defend this thing. Being like, why have you created this headache for us?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing the cops have. It's like you're acting up. You're making me hit you. You're making me do all this shit to you. Why are you fucking doing this? It's like this is not about you or your government or your fucking coercive systems. It's like it's about the fucking person that you have killed.
Yeah.
You have driven to kill themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. And just the gall, the complete lack of respect. It's I don't know. I want this guy fucking out of here. I want him in detention. Oh, fuck. What a piece of shit. Anyway, this is Union News. Luke says...
Union. Okay, everybody. So, do I need to give a whole update? So, the CFMEU saga continues.
Oh, wait, let's go foot cam. I want to show them something cool.
I think I got sweaty, dirty socks.
That's okay. How cool guys are. CFMEU. There you go. Best.
Isn't that like disrespectful? You're like walking on it.
Walking on
It'd
them.
be like if you got socks with an Israeli flag on it or something. Like I
the
step on them all the
CFMEU socks
time.
do have Israeli flags on them.
So, the CFMEU, a very large blue-collar union, they were accused of having organised crime and corruption in their ranks. And in response, the Labor governments, with the acquiescence of the ACTU, which is the Australian Council of Trade Unions, they put them under administration, essentially appointing someone to take over the CFMEU. In doing so, they fired 270 officials of the union. They've now taken over all of their assets, and they've taken over hiring and firing and so on. Most unions haven't really said anything about it. There's been a few condemnations. Other unions are clamping down internally on their own union that wants to come out and support this. They're clamping down on that. Other blue-collar unions, though, they're making a stand. So the ETU, which is the Electrical Trades Union, they are part of the CEPU, the broader Communications, Electricity, Plumbing Union, I think it is. They have disaffiliated from the ACTU. That's massive. I can't think of, I don't know when the last time.
ACTU is what? Just like a
So it's the
milquetoast middle ground?
It's the peak body of unions. And the interesting thing, it's interesting because so the ACTU used to be known as the it used to actually be like, well, the more communists and the socialist unions had a lot of influence, and the big right-wing unions refused to join the ACTU. So the AWU and the SDA, they didn't want to be in the ACTU because they thought it was all a bunch of commies. They eventually joined, and post-Accords, the ACTU has just been the collaborationists, go along with Labor. We can get the best deals by having a friendly government give us stuff. They have gone along, like I said, they've acquiesced with this anti-CFMEU bill, and the ETU have pulled out. They've pulled out, they've disaffiliated from it. What?
Argument. Unions love to add more red tape to business and keep the 4-year apprenticeship scam going.
This guy's just a fucking idiot. He doesn't deserve a fucking response.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he's fucking joking or not.
I think he's joking.
Yeah, he's probably fucking joking. But yeah, so the ETU have pulled out. I think there's talks that they want to do an alternative peak body just for the blue collar ones. They've got a meeting with the MUA and other unions. And I just think it's like it's all currently it's all happening at the very top level. That like the officials are annoyed about this, and they've got backing by their members, but it's just like it's got to be the response to this has to be broader, and there has to be pressure on the other fucking unions to come along with this and do to also disaffiliate not just from the ACTU but from the fucking Labor Party. The Labor Party is constant. Yeah, the Labor Party are always the ones that do these stabs in the back, and it's like the union movement is not able to respond when it comes from Labor. And I think last time I was going on an anti-Labor rant, I said everything that happens against unions always comes from labor. And someone brought up work choices. You could also bring up the Patrick's dispute, which is when, I mean, this is probably way too niche, isn't it, for most Americans?
I don't know what it is, so you tell me.
So the Patrick's dispute in 1998, the Patrick's, which is a big stevedoring company, they run like the ports and stuff. They did a lockout. They did a lockout and they fired half their workforce. They brought in scab labor and they replaced them. And there was a picket and a strike going for ages. And the idea was, I think they got like the entire, they wanted to completely replace the unionized workforce with scab labor. And this was done by Howard and stuff. However, when the conservatives do it, the response is the unions, they circle their wagons and they come out and they fight it. There was a massive activist pushback to the Patrick's disputes in which the CFMEU came out and helped them. And you had teachers coming out and helping them. And you had all these activist networks that came to fight that. When work choices happened, which was again Howard in 2005, I think he did it. They wanted to completely upend the industrial relations system to bring in individual contracts as opposed to the collectively negotiated ones and the awards which Australia has. Completely make it individualize it.
Don't exist then.
The unions can barely exist. And they wanted to make strikes illegal. They wanted to do all this stuff. This was in 2007, this work choices. Again, the response was the entire union movement got together and ran a massive campaign, Your Rights at Work, and they got it defeated. The Labor Party got voted in and the Labor Party then passed a shit bill anyway. But when it comes from the Labor Party, when the attack comes from the Labor Party, it splinters and splits up the union movement and they can't fucking respond to it. It's coming from inside the tent. It's just like until unions manage to realize that the Labor Party is a fucking dead end, we're fucked. We're already fucked. We're already fucked. There's fucking 11% of the workforce.
Because like you don't realize your own power. You know, your power comes from withdrawing your labor, and instead your power is pleading with an electoral politics. Like it's so strange.
I think the depressing thing about this is I don't even know how much power the unions have anyway to resist this, because we're fucking nothing. The unions are fucking nothing in this country. They're so small. They've got so little power. But they couldn't even do a symbolic gesture. Some unions are doing more than symbolic. They're pulling out their fucking money, and the Labor Party needs their money. They're pulling it out from the ACTU. But it's just you don't have to go out on strike and deal with cops coming and arresting you and beating you up or anything like this. No one's asking you for a fucking revolution in response to this. It's just do something. And the ACTU, as all this stuff was going on, they did not make a public statement. There was no public statement on it. They were sharing fucking acrostic poems of what union stands for on their fucking Instagram and talking about the right to disconnect, which got brought in, and the fucking CFMEU was being put under control by a government-appointed fucking bureaucrat.
Yeah.
It's this fucking disgraceful.
It is actually insane. And it's depressing because like, we always talk about like, you know, this common trend around the Western world where like unions are getting smaller and smaller, weaker and weaker. But like you always I don't know, I've always kind of thought about it ahistorically in that I think of what we're in now as like a snapshot that will never change. It's like, oh, it's so sad that it's gotten this bad. And that's it. We're so sad we're at this baseline. And I never comprehend like how much worse it can get. Yeah. You know, I always assume like, man, it's a shame we can't get anything better than this. Man, how bad is that? You don't just never think about the fact that you're still on the trajectory. Like you're still on the roller coaster, and it's like nowhere near finishing. And like, and yeah,
we can get worse.
You had one of the kind of most militant unions we had in Australia, and like, you know, we're looking at them potentially not existing anymore. Like, what even is that? I
used to go through their agreements when I was bored at work. And I'll just go through CFMEU agreements and stuff. They had some crazy conditions. They had this one condition where, depending on how big the job is, so how much money the development's going to be, then the pay just gets ratcheted up by a percentage. it's actually just a distribution.
Yeah, we're all
job.
stakeholders in the.
Yeah, the employee, like if you're building a little house around the corner, these are the wages. If you're building a fucking giant tower in the CBD, which is going to be worth billions of dollars, you have to pay them a shit ton more.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like none
Well,
of
'cause they're
these
contributing more
conditions,
value.
these
Like-
conditions don't exist elsewhere. And like the CFMEU are the ones who were putting these conditions in. They had another thing, which was you had to continue paying them wages after the job was done, because construction a lot of time is very seasonal. You come in, you work for a month, or you work for a little bit less, then you have to wait until you find another job. The CFMEU had conditions that you had to continue paying them until they found another job afterwards.
That's
Like,
so awesome.
These are conditions that don't exist elsewhere, and they're doing creative solutions targeted to their industry. Gone.
Yeah. So terrifying. Fucking hell.
No, don't join SDA. Do not join the SDA. Where do you
What's
work?
SDA?
Join RAFU. How do I
Where's
click
the
on them?
SDA guy?
No, where do you work, buddy?
What-
See, the Patrick's
Coles.
Coles, yeah, RAFU.
Rafu?
RAFWU, Retail and Fast Food Workers Union. Yeah, I could talk about Patrick's dispute for ages. I'll have to talk about it another time.
They brought the guys back. So when they was it the rail strikes that were happening last year? They got Howard and like the business owner for the Patrick's dispute all together to chat to Chris Minns about how to handle the rail disputes in Australia.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah. So it's just like you get a guy in a balaclava to stand in front of the workplace and beat up anyone who tries to work. And then
There's a really, if you want to watch a daggy Australian show, which I don't know why the fuck you would, but these are the type of shows I like watching. There's a show called Bastard Boys, which is a dramatization of the Patrick's
Oh,
dispute.
really?
It's a 3-part mini-series about the Patrick's dispute. It's pretty lame. Like there's some Labour people who call themselves socialists and stuff, but it's fun as well.
Okay. Well, we're done with that. We got other fun news. This is so cool. I love this one. We talk about private schools a lot on this stream, but majority of what do you?
And the striped shirt looks like an 1870s deckhand that unloads wooden barrels of whiskey and stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. Right this way.
I do look like that.
Majority of private schools get more public funding than comparable public schools. So, I mean, this shit's baffling in general. It's like in my perfect world, there wouldn't be private schools. But like, whatever, it's not such a big deal. You can have your own special school, but don't make me pay for it. What the fuck is that? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like,
No, I don't think there should be private schools.
no, I don't think there should be. But I'm
shouldn't be
saying,
private
like, I'm
schools.
not going to die on that hill. You know, if you're legislating stuff and you're trying to like work out how the society works, if there's enough pushback on getting rid of private schools, fuck it. You do your private schools, but you pay for it, you dickhead. Like, what do you mean? I'm not paying for you to have your own special club.
Yeah.
Like, it's your club. You're all rich. Just pay for your own fucking school. But instead,
They're not all rich.
Oh,
I
really?
think there's a lot of private schools which are like the
Oh, like
middle class, like the
religious.
Catholic schools, like out west in areas, often like just in the poorer areas, people don't want to send their kids to and like they're not uber rich or anything like that. They're just like higher off in their area and they don't want to send it. And I think this is it's another. I think this was Howard, all this stuff
What,
again.
getting
Finding the private schools. It's again, it's a
Buy
you
off
can't
of-
take it back.
yeah.
You can't take it back. This handout.
Yeah, it's so fucked. I don't know. I hate it. It just doesn't make sense that, you know, there are schools out there. Like, I remember I used to, again, congratulating myself. I spent a really long time, like 5 years, running this refugee program where we take refugees out on refugee teenagers and kids out on weekends to do fun activities and also like school camps in the holidays, take them out on like trips and all this stuff. Anyway, remember one time I was picking up this one kid from like really far out West Sydney, like Shalvey or something, like a place you've never
What?
never-
Shelbyville.
Shalvey. It wasn't Shalvey though. It was another place. It was far out west. And the kid was like such a massive nerd. So I was having so much fun chatting to him. He was just about
Shelby mentioned.
Shalvey mentioned, yeah, come to Shalvey. It was so cute because he's like a 14-year-old kid, but he loved history. And
Sick.
I had such a great time chatting to
Good
him.
on
We were just talking about history the whole time, and it was so invigorating. It's unique because I don't think like kids of that age really care about anything. So it was really sweet to see this kid being a nerd. And he's going into year 9, which is when you start when you get to choose your electives. You know, you can have 3 subjects that are of your own choice. And so I was like, oh, are you doing history next year? And he's like, oh, no. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, there's no history department at our school.
Where did you go?
I don't know, somewhere really far west. And they had one history teacher who left the job, you know, and then since then they don't have a history department. So like, you know, usually kids don't want to fucking learn, and it's crazy to find a kid who wants to learn, who just doesn't have the, like, you just can't do it. There's not enough money. They can't bring someone in to fucking do this job.
Yeah.
But this kid's family is paying taxes that pay for a fucking boathouse in an eastern suburb school.
Yeah.
It just, how can anyone make that make any sense? Like, I feel like even the rich dickheads who are on the rowing team, they know that it's fucked. They know that it makes 0 sense. Like, how no one can justify that. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Like, no one should be paying for that shit. But okay, here's the article. Using school finance data, the AEU report, A Decade of Inequity, reveals in 2013, there were a total of 1,146 private schools, 45% of all private schools, receiving more combined Commonwealth and state government funding per student than comparable public schools.
So it's not a private school then?
Yeah.
That's not a private school.
Yeah.
That's a publicly funded school.
Yeah. The kids from out west should be able to take these boats whenever they want because they fucking paid for them. Like, I don't understand. Your fucking rowing club going up and down a river all fucking day.
Fucking break the gates down and go in.
And also pick the shit out of these kids. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of bullying, but like, you wear such stupid little uniforms with your stupid little sun hats. Like, one thing to steal everyone's money, but the next thing is to look like a fucking idiot while doing it. It's so offensive. No, I don't think these kids should. I take that back.
The fuck thing as well is, so public schools are now having to rely more and more on contributions from parents. Because the public schools, you don't have to pay fees, but there often are school fees even for public schools, and they're different from school to school. And there's a lot of extracurricular stuff that all gets funded by the parents. So like on a sports day, if you're playing hockey, then the school asks you, can you do $200 for this term or something like that. If you go on excursions, there's little payments. Those, the amounts of money for that extracurricular stuff at public schools is going up massively.
Yeah.
It's hugely going up. The amount of money that, people going to public schools are paying is increasing. Teachers are spending their own money buying school supplies for their classes, buying pencils for their fucking classes, buying paper for their classes because the schools don't have money. And these fucking rich parents are getting their fucking rowing club subsidized.
It's absolutely insane. Look at the funding. The funding gaps between students are as large as $7,282 per student. So like an average private school student is getting $7,282 more tax dollars than an equivalent public school student. What? Like, why? I don't understand. I don't understand what the purpose is. Why do they deserve this?
It's a fucking bribe. It's a rort. It's the capital gains tax thing as well. It's the fucking you do this, you give it to the. I mean, the libs do it, knowing that it's a wedge, which Labor can't touch.
Because if Labor people are private school kids as well.
Like, shit tons. But it's like if Labor touches it, then there'll be a revolt. Everyone will scream and go crazy.
And a revolt by the most annoying people.
The most annoying people, the people who can speak the most about it. So you can't touch this fucking thing.
Yeah.
So therefore, all you can do is operate politics within a certain boundaries because they've got these poison pills that you cannot touch.
Fucking insane.
And Labor accepts it.
Also, it's the same thing we were talking about before with like private institutions trying to like do what would be a government role. It's like they're not even fucking good at it.
No.
Like private schools don't score that high in these tests. No. Like public
schools,
they
score very high at sexual assault and all those types of tests.
Well, that's obviously
there's tests for that type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. But they're not even that good at fucking teaching people. What they're good at is creating what is it called, like patronage networks.
Yeah,
that's what they do. If you're a rich fucking kid and you make friends with another rich kid, chances are his dad's going to give you a job. You're going to have a merger with this other kid, and it's all going to keep like rolling.
Yeah,
and that's their one function. I have no reason to pay for that.
Yeah, no. Why am I paying for that?
I think your dad should be in jail.
Well, I guess if they're going, if they're going into government, if they're going in a high position, so maybe that is a public good. These are the next politicians.
Oh, true.
So we should
Someone
pay for
needs
their
to fund them.
training.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
how like the courtesans trained the prince, the heir, and stuff. We all need to pitch in and make sure this is working because they'll be our leaders one day.
Yeah. We need to make
The
sure
school for
they're
our
smart
former
people.
leaders.
I need to make sure my
Future.
leaders can row as much as they want.
Row
Because if
very,
they
very
get
well.
into power and they haven't rowed enough and they're still looking to row,
I'll be laughing stock at
Yeah.
APEC or whatever.
yeah. Oh,
When they go speak at the UN, they won't have any anecdotes.
I hate this shit as well. I don't know what like the woke way to talk about this is, but I fucking hate gender divided schools.
Oh yeah,
They're so bad. I don't understand. They just stunt you. There's no place in like a human's upbringing where they're completely isolated by gender. It's like it's an imagined weird community, and you become stunted. Like I don't know. You should be able to interact with everyone. It's meant to train you for being in the real world.
Well, on that
where
as
everyone
well,
exists.
You know, I think people talk about we need private schools so parents have choice and stuff like that. I'm sure this isn't a controversial opinion for this audience. But it's like your parents should not be allowed to choose what your education is. School should be a respite from the family. The neuroses that your family and the way that they're trying to brainwash you to be conservative, have all these horrible views.
Also brainwash you to be-
School should be a respite from that.
But also, it's not like schools are particularly left wing. Like my family was very left wing, and I went to school and heard the opposite opinion. You know, like, that's the
schools
thing.
is
Like,
where you get open up to new ideas. If you're some racist bigot, you shouldn't be like, oh, I want my kid to go to an Opus Dei school where they have to go and do fucking mystical rituals
but again,
and
if
go
you
to
want, if you want
church
to do
every
that,
day.
at the end of the day, I don't give a shit about
I do,
what you
'cause
teach
it's
your kid.
antisocial
I just don't want to
person.
pay for it.
No, but you shouldn't be allowed to do that.
You can be antisocial.
Children shouldn't be allowed to be abused like that.
I think
the state should go in and rescue them.
I think you can be as antisocial as you want. I don't care.
No.
Because in a normally functioning world, a kid comes out of this Opus Dei school, goes into a place that isn't filled with other private school kids because it's an equitable system, and they get laughed at. Because they believe that fucking Jesus, I don't know.
I want to save that kid from being laughed at.
Oh,
though.
okay,
I want to
yeah.
save this person from having to be laughed at.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, I think it's cruel. It's cruel to indoctrinate a kid in a way that I wouldn't want to indoctrinate him.
No, but the thing is, like, I believe, you know how people say the schools are brainwashing our kids?
Yeah.
Like, they absolutely should. Schools should brainwash your kids.
Yeah. I mean, in a certain extent. I think
Education is like is a liberatory force.
Yeah.
And that's what the public schools should do. You shouldn't be allowed to send them to these evil cults with mysticism. Fucking people who go to those Catholic schools. I know someone who went to an Opus Dei school. They had to go on excursions in which they drove to like Mary MacKillop's saint place. The whole time driving on the bus, they were doing Hail Marys. They were doing Hail Marys for 6 hours.
Did the bus crash?
No, it didn't.
Well,
No one should have to do
I think
that.
those Hail Marys are pretty
Kids
useful.
should not be allowed. That's child abuse.
Also, the amount of fucking sexual assault that happens in these religious,
Yes.
whenever you let a religious person have access to kids, you're rolling the dice there. You know that's. Wait, we're gonna finish streaming soon.
Well, let's just.
We're gonna finish streaming soon. We've
games.
done news and ranting the whole time. I can't even play games because I got my family coming over tonight. I got to clean the.
No, we just play a little bit of the GeoGuessr stuff.
The time
Just
guesser.
for like
We've gotta be
another half an hour.
I can't. I got to clean the. They're coming at like 4:30.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
then
gotta
let's go on to time guesser right now.
I got to clean the house. Wait, let's just see your last news article.
Okay, the biggest news of the day, everybody. Juan Mata is coming to the Western Sydney Wanderers. Sydney FC thought that they could bring in Douglas Costa and one-up us. They thought they could win the Sydney derby. They did well last game. They did well last season. Western Sydney Wanderers, they didn't even make it into the top 6. And they thought they could run away with it. With
Everyone's
Douglas
like, oh,
Costa.
wow, sports, wow. No fucking way, wow.
But no, we got Juan Mata. You know
I
what
don't
they're
know what he's
saying?
talking
You know what
about.
they're saying? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We've got Juan Mata.
Very good. Very good, Lucas.
Thank you. That's all I know about football.
I love that like the amount of viewers watching did not change that entire bit. Everyone's like, oh, great. That's great. Okay, this is our last game because I got to go. Oh, the Tomatino,
colour
whatever
run.
it's called. And
That's a tomato thing. That's like Spanish?
yeah, that's in Spain. But where is it? It's not Pamplona. It's fucking another place. Okay, I think we can find it. I think I find it because there's a name for these kinds of. Valencia is oranges, but I think that's also where they have the tomato.
I'm like real buzzed on stream energy. I've been shouting for too long.
It's fucking nice, isn't it?
I can't think straight.
Toledo, no.
Toledo.
I think it's Valencia. Valencia is where you get the oranges, but I feel like for some reason they also have tomatoes. Because tomatoes and oranges are the same fucking thing in terms of climate requirements.
They're both
no, maybe not. I don't know.
Nightshade.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's eggplant.
Fuck.
One's a citrus.
I don't know, man. And Spain is big. Spain's big. Fuck. I feel like when someone says the name, I'll be like, of course. Of course that's what it is. Does he have a shirt that says like tomato run in a place?
Tomatoes.
Yeah, 75th.
IFA.
Staff.
Staff. That's what they do. That's what they do to the staff. Respect
okay.
workers.
We're going to find Bunyol. Fucking hell. Someone's going to have it. Someone's going to have it. We're actually going to find out the town from this. Why'd you do this to me? I got to go. And now I'm fucking like reading a million people's shirts. Well, is Bunyol just the place? Bunyol?
No, 2024. We got a date.
Okay. Okay, let's find a place called Bunyol. Is it actually next to...
We'll go real quick. So
No, but imagine if you find a Bunyol place. Yes.
Bunyol.
Yes. Yes, motherfucking fucking yes.
Bunyol.
Dude,
Just
okay,
click anywhere.
we go to the main square.
Yep. Plaza de Pueblo.
Where? Yes.
2024.
2024. We're going to be spot on. Holy shit. This is the fastest we've ever... I was right with Valencia.
Yeah, good work. Look at that.
Oh, 23 meters. We are walking through sludge, through the sludge of tomatoes. Oh, 5,000. The perfect score. Oh,
perfect score.
It's so good not having Alex here. It's so good
okay,
not
let's
having
go
Alex
quick.
Here. Oh. These are Americans, surely.
What the fuck's going on here?
Do we recognize anyone? Are they even American? Maybe they're not American. I feel like the haircuts are pretty American. What is he? This guy's holding a cigar. And he's dropped a camera.
I'm going to say this is LA.
Everyone's enjoying it. It's not like an assault. Is this like a famous actor?
That's going to be like Sinatra or
Sinatra looks a bit dweebier than this guy, but yeah, that's maybe some kind of Kruger. What's going on? What is this? Okay, well, let's just... wait, what does it say at the bottom? Pepitoloton? Is it? No...
I don't know.
Oh, it's upside down.
I don't know. Reversed. Go Hollywood, 1948.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
The same year that Congressman LBJ stole his election into the Senate. Do you always learn something when you come to the Boy
Hollywood
stream?
48.
It says 50. Oh, no.
It says 50?
We can't cheat. That's cheating.
No, where does it say it, though? If we can find it. Well, let's go. 3 years off. It was the place! It was the fucking place! Kirk Douglas smearing wet cement over comedian Ken Murray's face while printing his hands. It's the Walk of Fame.
Of course.
Dude, we were right fucking there.
Holy shit.
Dude, this is going to be the best round we've ever done. This is going to be the best round we've ever done. 62. Pretty fucking good. The discipline in
Loag
Waterloo
City.
Discipline. Where the fuck is Loag? Segundo, General Segundo? Who the fuck is General Segundo? Is that a Mexican guy? It's in English, though.
Coke is it.
Well, it's Coca-Cola, then it's Mexico.
This is like
Oh, it's the Philippines.
Philippines or something, or Indonesia.
Loag does sound Philippines.
Oh, but it's that sounds like it's Spanish, so I reckon it's Philippines.
Yeah, okay, let's give that a go. I mean, they still could be South American by the way they look, but they do look If we go to inside, but it could
find
be,
Loag.
Loag City could be like inside Manila, if you know what I mean. Like could be
We'll
like
do a quick little look.
Masan City. Man, this place is massive.
They
There's a
name
lot of something
cities.
Yeah, Tandag City, Madi.
Valencia again.
Okay, I think, is this the end of the Philippines or is there more underneath? Okay, well, let's get really close in the Philippines. And,
Not the Philippines.
no. What's this? This isn't Philippines either?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, let's get really close and just sweep all the way up now that stuff's been revealed. Okay, let me know if you see Loag anywhere. Lebac. Dude, there's a lot of something cities. Okay, we go. Oh my God. Baganga. Loreto, La Paz? Man, they're stealing names from everywhere. Wait, did I go too high up?
I don't know.
No,
Keep
we're
going.
not.
I think we need New Island.
Wait. Kevin.
Alexa, I need to clean the house. Also, Alexa, let me scan all of the Philippines for a single city.
Well, you know my fucking
I know,
kryptonite, you
you're always
dickhead.
like
It's not
this.
fair. Because we're gonna, because you know you're gonna get the relief of finding it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Isabela City, Zamboanga.
Lambutan.
No, are you serious? Haji Muhtamad. Okay, we're still going up. Mambajao. Bayawan City.
Yeah, they got a lot of cities.
Oh, okay. You can keep searching around. Whoa.
What are we even looking for anymore?
Loag. Loaog. Laoag. What?
Algeria. Alegre.
Alegria.
Loa. Oh.
Oh, that's so fucking close. Bay City. Ooh. Dude, fucking cool place.
Very cool place. Taft. We're going to that's named after the
President? Actually, probably. Oh, we're
Loang.
Without the N? Do you reckon it was called different sometime?
No.
There's literally one N difference. Okay, if we don't find it anywhere, we should come back here.
I know, look.
Dude, there's so much. There's so much more Philippines to
Go
scare.
quickly. Barcelona.
Yeah, the painter fucked up is what they're saying in chat. He's in for the-
Legal City.
Tobacco City. Sounds like your kind of place.
Naga City. Cameroon. Those cities over there. I don't want it. First time catching the stream. I'm sorry, this is very boring.
Well,
Labo.
if you want to stop this madness, tell us where Loag City is. Labat.
Lakban. Pablo.
Oh, see, around Manila, there's a lot of cities. I think we're going to find it in the outskirts of Manila. But I thought I saw something.
Manila now?
Yeah, but there's a lot of just cities. San Pedro, Santa Rosa City. Valens.
Fuck. I think we have to go back.
Olubao. The thing is, it's more likely to be on this island, I feel, but it's like Lupao.
I think we have to go back and move on.
Yeah, fuck. There's so much Philippines. How is there that much?
Loang City.
Wait. Yes, I can't believe they have Loag and Loang. Okay. Let's find the streets. General Secundo Avenue and JP Rizal Avenue.
Bring in the Rizla, baby.
General Segundo and Rizal Avenue. General Segundo Avenue. Okay, now we search up and down this until we find Rizal Avenue. So it is JP or something.
You found Segundo.
Something P Rizzle. Yeah,
JP
Segundo's
Rizzo
here.
Avel.
Okay, is this the start or does General
That's
Smith?
it.
JP Rizzle! JP Rizzle! Here we are. Okay. So we're looking at, so we're probably here looking across the street. Okay, now we got to get the year.
Shit.
Do we have any
I
like?
think this is 80s. Oh, maybe 90s. No, this is 90s.
These are, yeah. It's like 80s cars, but that's probably what you'd expect. Yeah, I think 90s. I'd say 90s as well. Guy's saying 70s. I think the style is way too modern for the 70s. That's an 80s, 90s Coke ad. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't be looking at that. The F&J store. The fucking and juckin' store.
Fucking and jerking.
93?
Yep. Oh,
7 years off. 86,
Oh,
but
man,
still
no.
very close.
That's very good.
Ferdinand Marcos, shortly before his ousting from power later in the year. The disciplined and orderly city. That's fucking
so
freaky.
bad.
Yeah.
Got so much more to go.
Brussels Church.
Brussels.
What?
What?
Gurdy. Yeah, that's what we got.
That's Flemish or something.
We reckon we're in Brussels, or there's just a Brussels church in another city? Whoa, is that Iggy Pop on a fucking tractor? That's the coolest guy I've ever seen. Oh, was there any information? No.
It's like a farmer's protest or something.
Man,
That's what they do a lot up there.
Okay, well, let's look at Brussels and see if there's like a central church that is called Brussels as well. Where are we?
I think the only reason we get good scores on this is because of your perfectionism. Your psychopathic perfectionism.
But I feel like it's going to be another town. Stalingrad in
Whoa.
Brussels. Even Russia is ashamed of this shit.
They can't call it. They didn't put up any resistance when the Nazis came through.
Yeah, but they sneered at them when they were in the country. Yeah, Stalingrad. But it's funny because now in Russia it's called Volgograd. They won't even call it Stalingrad. So the only Stalinists left in the world are the fucking Belgians. So this is Brussels like station. Is there another place in Brussels called Brussels? Let's say it's in the main boulevard. I don't
know what's going on here. Yeah, let's go quick.
Okay, quick.
63.
I think it's older. Look at these cars.
58.
Okay. Actually, yeah, no one actually looks this cool back in the 50s. Maybe you're right.
63.
Yeah.
Oh.
11 years off, and it was in fucking
Did I say Flemish?
Antwerp.
Oh, no.
Where the fuck is this
I don't know
Brussels
what the
shit?
fuck that is.
Oh, we were doing so well. We were doing so well. We were doing
Yeah.
so well. Now we're fucked. Okay.
American Open?
US Open, which is in Indian Wells. I don't know what place.
Kids on court. Slow down.
What?
Don't drive your car
What?
through here. There's kids on the court.
Where is Indian Wells? What the fuck is that? What kind of place is Indian Wells? That's the name of the place that it's in?
Isn't the US Open in New York?
Is there a place in New York called Indian Wells?
Yonkers? You guys don't have a place called Yonkers. That's fucking ridiculous.
Great Neck Estates.
Yonkers. What is wrong with you people?
Yeah. No, I think it'll be in the city, like a suburb.
I don't know.
Maybe called Indian Wells.
Yonkers.
Oh, Indian Wells is a master.
Is that why they called you guys Yankees? Because they were calling you Yonkers?
Okay, where the fuck would a tennis court be? Are you sure it's New York? Bro, you've got orange. We've also got a lot of places we can't say on stream because they're just literally slurs.
Yeah.
We got so many places that are called slurs. Well, like, yeah, I don't even. West Babylon. I don't know what to do about this.
No, I've got no idea where this place is.
It won't be in the center of New York. What does it say on their shirts? Maybe they're saying about a city. Next gen. That's cool. The net generation. Damn it.
I don't know. We were doing so well. We were doing so good.
I don't know what to do.
No, let's just guess something.
Okay.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's like it's probably LA. I think there's a Curb episode where he goes.
He goes to the
there's
American
a Seinfeld.
Open.
There's a Seinfeld episode
Oh, so it
where
is New York.
Yeah.
Okay. Union City. Hello. I really like Great Neck Estates. Okay, let's go.
Queens.
Flushing Meadows. Flushing, Queens. That's where, that's where the nanny was.
Take me to Queens.
He was working in a bus stop, Flushing, Queens, till the boyfriend came
Take me to
around.
Queens.
No, it's not in the baseball stadium, is it? What is Take Me to Queens? Is that the...
Take me to Queens. It's
the
Coming to
kid.
America.
Oh, yeah,
He comes, he wants to meet a wife. He goes, yes, take
here
me
we go.
to
Here we
Queens.
go. Practice courts. Arthur Ashe Stadium. We got it. This is exactly what it is. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And this.
I don't know what year. What are people wearing?
Listen.
Are there any phones? This guy's on a phone.
Yeah.
It's annoying that all the kids are dressed the same. That's a smartphone. And it's a... Yeah, this just looks like...
23. 22.
You reckon? COVID?
Any vapes? Let's find some vapes. Go hang on, there was weather there.
What are we looking at? Weather? What are we
I
looking
thought
at?
that was like a weather thing and thought maybe it had the date or time.
I mean, judging by people's clothes, it looks pretty...
I think this is post-COVID.
Yeah. Okay.
23 or 2. 23?
Yeah, let's go 23.
Uh-huh.
You're spot on, 2023. We're back! We're back in the fucking big leagues! Oh, man, we could get the best score. Oh, no, maybe not, though.
Oi.
How the fuck did we ever get 47?
I've got no idea.
How the fuck did we ever get 47? That was painstaking. You can't even see the other dots by how fucking close we are. Fuck me.
Then we fucked up the date on Loag City. We did so well to find Loag City and we fucked up the date. And then that fucking Brussels one was stupid.
I think I know nothing about fucking Marcos. I don't know when he was and when he left.
No.
Oh, put on the money song and we're out of here.
Yeah.
A good memory. A different light. This is a bit of an unusual stream because we never actually spent the entire time talking about news. I like the diatribes on political theory that we can go into with Alex isn't around. It's
I hope you guys had fun. I had fun being here.
Yeah.
Joke of the day. Anyone quickly want to remind us a joke?
I don't remember what a joke
I don't
of the day
remember
was.
any
It was mainly
jokes.
us ranting at you guys.
I got really hopped up though.
Yeah,
Next time I need to
fucking-
eat beforehand. I think.
Yeah, I'm angry.
I was really hopped up and wired.
By
By
the
the
way,
way, who the fuck is this guy? Me? You talking to me?
He's the Murad of our stream.
I don't see anyone else who's talking to me. I'm Lucas. I'm Alex's brother. Okay.
Let's say you have 50K in cash and you use that to buy a $500,000
See you later, everybody.
property to live in.
This is
which
a
means
very fun
400
song.
Okay. Thanks so much for coming. We'll be back. If you check the schedule, you'll know when we're on. For us, it's Monday. It might be Sunday for you guys. We'll be coming back with I Did a Thing back in his rightful place. And Lucas coming in for the geography games.
Okay. See you later, everybody.
Inflation in the nation don't bother me, 'cause I'm a scholar when it comes to the almighty dollar. Money, money, money, money. Money's on my mind. Money, money, money moves me. I even like the money sign. I'm for me with the green, I make a dollar, wanna holler, make a mop, wanna bar. a clink, make a 20 look pretty. Money, money, money, money, the only thing that's on my mind. Beware to do that have I on you. I think my friend, brother, Daddy will agree. There's only one thing that money can't buy, and that is poverty. Money, money, money, money. Money's on my mind. Money, money, money, ooh, me. I even like the money sound. Money, money, money, money. Money's on my mind. I'm a stone cold taker. I'm a piggy bank shaker. I use every rule talking trash. So if you go to my school, you got to learn this rule. Don't let your mother write a check that your body